All right. So today. I think today is one of my favorite words, only because I feel like today it's always today. I don't even know if there's really like a tomorrow or a next day. I feel like today should be your favorite word because today is the only day that really matters. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say tomorrow, it's kind of like, what the hell are you gonna do tomorrow? There really is no tomorrow technically, because when you wake up tomorrow, what does it become? Today. So does the day really change? No, it's a continuous span of time, which is a life. All right, let me lock in. So today we're gonna be going over ND filters, polarizers. What are they? Right? We're gonna go over lighting control. How do you control that light? Let me go ahead and take this off because, like, you know what I'm saying. Hold on, I was outside. I had left the airport, so I had this on. I was trying to be comfy and things of that nature, just vibe. Right. So ND filters, polarizers, light control. What are these things? How do you use these things? I hear about them all the time, but Taxi, I don't know what they really are. You talk about them all the time, but I don't really know what they are, right? So today we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into that and allow you guys to be able to know exactly what I be talking about when I'm talking about it, because sometimes I'll mention things, and I know some of you guys have asked, especially like in the last classes, is like, oh, what is that? Or, oh, you said this or you said that. What exactly is that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you guys and explain that today, because I feel like this is one of those essential things that you kind of need to know when it comes to lighting, especially like with closing up this month, with this semester for real, of lighting. I feel like this is one of those more important things that you really should know, right? That a lot of people don't. Let me go ahead and admit them into class. That a lot of people don't necessarily talk about, but I do feel like it is one of those things that is vital for your growth. Let me go ahead and mute everybody. There we go. That I feel like is vital overall for your growth. What was that sound? Nobody knows. I just heard a real crazy sound just now, and I know for a fact it was the cat that I own. I happen to own a cat, and I know it was him. Like I don't know what it was. It sounded like some sand, but I don't know what it was. But I know for a fact that it was that cat. All right. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna talk about ND filters, polarizers. I'm trying to make sure is everybody here now? Because people keep joining. Let me see. Oh, see somebody else, another person. Wait, is that somebody joining and leaving? Because I didn't see their name join for me to like let them in. Did somebody just join and leave, or are they here? Are they actually here? Do you know what lens could take good pictures? What lens could take good pictures? All of them take good pictures. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. I apologize. What lens take good pictures on the Sony ZV-E1? A 24-70 or a 50 millimeter? A 50 millimeter is the cheapest lens possible, so get that if you're looking for just quality. I apologize for being a little rude. Sorry. We can't see anything here. All right, but I got y'all. Make sure y'all straight. How about now? It's a black screen. It's crazy. It's a black screen. Who sees a black screen? Black screen? It's still a black screen. Y'all see the screen. Don't lie. Raven, you see the screen, right? Is it still black? It's not black. Everybody can see. Class, y'all can see? That's who matter. Y'all can see me, right? It's not inverted or nothing, right?
Yeah, I can see. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
all right,
good.
bet. All right,
Yeah,
cool.
we see you.
All right, cool. Bro, what? Bro, somebody go check YouTube real quick. I feel like there's a cap. Okay, never mind. Don't go check YouTube. Never mind. I knew they were capping because I'm watching it. I'm watching a live feed right now. I'm like, am I getting trolled? I'm not even supposed to be paying attention to y'all right now. I'm supposed to be paying attention to PNG University. Yeah. All right. So ND filters, polarizers, and light control overall. Shooting with intention is what we're going over today, and showing you how to control your environment, especially when you are shooting natural light. So we've talked about flash and strobes, continuous lights, ambient, things of that nature. Like during the first few weeks of class, we were really kind of going over flash, talking about flash and things like that, and like different like lighting setups. Now we're gonna kind of get more into things that help you control that light, things that help you morph that light, things that help you, help you get that extra sense of control with your camera, right? So we're gonna go ahead and hop. Let me see, make sure that this thing's on the charger, because boy, it'd be dying. Like it'd be crazy if like this thing actually goes black screen because it's not charging the iPad. All right, so if you learn how to control the light, if you learn how to manipulate the light, you can become dangerous, right? You can get surgical, right? So light control matters because if you don't control how the light hits the image, then you can't really get a good sense of how the image is going to come out. So if you don't understand what you're trying to do, if you don't understand your intent behind the shots that you're taking, then it's going to be a lot harder for you to capture those shots, right? Let's make sure that the phones are on D&D, bro, because I already know how my ADHD go. And if I hear a ding, I'm going to like get thrown off, right? So you can't control the image if you don't control the light. You want your image to have a certain mood. You want your image to have a certain feel. All of these different things come from the lighting itself and how you morph and manipulate that light, right? So depending on how you control the light, depending on what you use to control that light, is what's going to change how, the mood or how the feel comes across when your viewer is looking at it, right? So harsh light is blown out highlights. You have a lost in texture, right? Which is really, really bad. Why? Because sometimes we'll take photos that are overexposed or that have blown out highlights, right? And we try to bring them back down in post, and a lot of that texture does not come back because it is what? Overexposed. Right? So if you have an overexposed image, there are certain things you need to do to kind of help you with that overexposure, right? If you don't know how to use your camera, you don't know your settings, then these things I'm going to show you guys today and tell you guys today is going to be able to help you, all right, with that. Which I think they're vital investments. Some of them do cost money. Some of them can be made DIY wise, but I do feel like these are some very, very needed things in your photography, no matter if you do flash, natural light, or whatever it is that you do. I feel like these are vital, right? So you also have flat lighting, which has no depth. So it's more so flat, being that there's no depth to it. The client looks more so like two-dimensional, does not have like any 3D look to it. Maybe it looks flat, doesn't have any, foreground, no middle ground, no background. You can't see the space in between the subject's background and the background. Like you can't see that depth. So it doesn't create any form of depth to it, right? You have reflections as well. Reflections can create distractions, right? They can, steal the viewer's eye and make you look at the reflection rather than looking at the image. If you're taking a picture through a piece of glass or a pane of glass, you may be persuaded, like your eyes may be persuaded or like drawn towards looking at the reflection rather than looking at the actual face of the subject on the other side of that glass, right? So you don't want any distractions in the image taking the viewer's attention away from your intended purpose, right? When shooting. So camera settings alone itself literally are not enough. Yes, you have ISO, yes, you have aperture, yes, you have shutter and things of that nature, but they react based on the lighting itself, but they don't control the lighting itself. Do you know what I'm saying? So based on how the lighting touches the sensor of your camera, your settings can only do so much to react based on how the lighting hits their sensor, right? But it doesn't control. It reacts. It doesn't control, right? Your camera settings react, right? But you have modifiers and you have different, accessories that you can use for your camera that can allow you to control the lighting now, all right? So there are 3 ways for you to control light, right? You can block off some light, right? And we do this by using ND filters, which can reduce the quantity of light that can enter your lens without it changing color or losing a depth of field, right? Depth of field. Oh my God, what is that? That's depth. So depth in the image, I was telling you guys earlier about how it being flat, where it feels kind of two-dimensional. I feel like there's no shadows on them or there's anything like that. It's just overall flat image. It looks like the background and the subject on the same layer. That's flat. There's no depth there, right? So you have 2. You can shape light. You can shape light with modifiers, with reflectors, V-flats, different panels to help, scope or direct the light. You can use gobos, things like that, snoots, things like that to be able to direct that light, right? Or change the quality of the light, right? You have bouncers, not necessarily snooze. I didn't mean to talk about snooze right now, but modifiers in the sense of when it comes to natural light, you have bouncers, you have reflectors, you have V-flats, things like this that will allow you to change the direction of light. You have things called flags. Flags is like a black sheet of fabric that can block off some light. You also have the diffusion sheet, which you can put up against the sun or put up against your light source to where it gets softer. It hits your subject a lot softer, right? But then you also have ways to clean up the light, right? You have polarizers, right? Or you can call them a CPL, right? So these things right here, they remove reflections and glare before it ever reaches your sensor. So before it even gets to your sensor, for your sensor to process it, it removes that glare. So your sensor can't even see it, right? So I kind of look at filters for your lens kind of like, I look at them as sunglasses, yes, but I look at ND filters as sunglasses. I kind of look at filters overall as like contacts. I don't really look at it as sunglasses. I look at it as contacts. And you know how you put different color contacts in your eye and it kind of like changes how you see, or it'll change how people see you or how people view, you know what I'm saying, your eye. You may put red contacts in it and look a certain way. You may put blue contacts in it and you look a certain way. So it changes how, you know, how you see. It can make it clearer. It can make it fuzzier. I look at filters in general, like I look at filters in general as if they are like, sorry, I look at filters in general as their contacts, right? So what is an ND filter? There's multiple different types of filters, but the ND filter itself, right? ND filter it's called a neutral density filter, right? So it basically acts like sunglasses for your camera lens. It reduces light that enters into your camera, but it does not change the color within the shot, depending on the type of ND filter that you have, because sometimes it'll change the vibrancy or the saturation, depending on the quality of the ND filter that you have. Some of them may have like little like tints or paints on them that may change it, but make sure that you have like one of those. You get a good quality ND filter, so that way you're not getting any of that, you know, discoloration for your image when you're capturing the image, right? So ideally, this right here is also why the like lens quality matters. Like I'm telling you guys, like literally how I just said. Having a quality ND filter will make sure that your colors stay true to tone. Having a more so, I guess, cheaply made or cheaply built one will make it to where your colors are kind of like more so off. So I have an ND filter that I spent like $20 on, and I can definitely see the difference between a $20 ND filter and like a $50 ND filter. Like I literally see, I'm like, oh, okay. When I go to like this stop, I'm seeing that my colors are way more vibrant now, or they're darker, or they're this, or they're that, and I can really see it. Versus when I have the more so expensive one, the more so quality. Expensive doesn't always mean quality, but more so quality version, you can, you know, you see more true colors, right? Like directly through your camera. Like literally what you see in your camera with an ND filter is what you get. So that's one thing that I do love about ND filters as well, right? So ND filter does not affect your focus, does not affect the depth of field or the quality of the lens. That's optical. That's what optical means. So the quality of your lens, or the quality that your eye can see. Your eye, which is the your lens. Like I'll tell you guys the rule of the exposure circle, not the exposure triangle. I base everything off of the eye. So like to me, the lens is your eye, the type of eye that you have. All right. So it helps it helps you strengthen and it helps you like strengthen colors sometimes too, depending on the type of filter that you have. So I'm gonna go through all the different ones and talk to you guys about those as well. So you can like have it to where it can boost colors, it can boost lights, it can dumb down lights, it can dumb down colors, and this is why we use filters. So the same as that way, like how to explain it best would be like if you're using a filter on Lightroom or you're using a filter on Photoshop, how it kind of like adds that grade on the top of it, or it has that extra, you know, that extra filter, that extra edit, like, or a preset, if you will, too, onto that image. It will do that for every single one of your images. So it allows you to have a lot more consistency inside of your shots as well when you're shooting with natural light and you want to get consistent shots, but not overexposed shots, right? So this is like literally the single most powerful tool when it comes to outdoor photography, and this is my favorite tool to use when I'm shooting outdoor in photography. I'll have this thing on my lens just because I don't know when I'm going to use it. I might need it when I'm under the shade. I might need it when I'm out of the shade. Like I never know when it may come in handy. So when I'm outside a lot, I'll just have it because I never want to have to reach in my pocket and get it, or I have to go back to my camera bag or not have it on me. You know what I'm saying? You never want to get caught lacking. You don't know when that harsh sun will come hit you. You don't want to get caught lacking. All right. So ND filters are essential because like if you shoot wide open outdoors, how I was telling you guys like in the previous class, like at f2.8, which is like the lowest that I'll go down to, and you're shooting in full sunlight, if you're not trying to be overexposed, you might be the vibe you're going for, but it's not for me. I'm not trying to cook my image, right? You don't want to be overexposed, then your image can stay intact, right? It'll still be able to see all the depth in it. You'll still be able to see like the proper colors because you're using this ND filter, right? So it continues to keep that shallow depth of field, right? It keeps that depth. It maintains that depth, right? I put DOF because a lot of bigger photographers call it DOF, but if you hear DOF, you'll be like, what the hell does that mean? It's depth of field. Bruh, just call it depth, bruh. Foreground, middle ground, background within the image, bruh. Like it just makes them more potent, all right? All right. It adds that contrast, makes them more potent. All right, so it allows you to have full creative control overall. You can choose your exposure. you can cut out a lot of that sun, because remember I told you guys you can't control the sun, but an ND filter helps you control the light that comes from the sun. You can't turn the sun off. Last class we were talking about that, right? Like shooting in natural light. You can't turn the sun off, but you can control the light that comes out of the sun and how it hits your sensor, right? Is this location outside or inside location? Wait, what are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about? Sorry, I don't even know what y'all talking about. I just read the chat. All right. Is it free? It's freezing? Oh shit, it's freezing. I'm behind. I know I'm behind, but is it freezing or y'all good now? Am I freezing?
Nah, you good now.
Okay, bet. Just making sure and shit. But yeah, so ND filters allow you to have full creative control, because you may want to. One thing I can say for a fact is, like, not everyone can shoot at golden hour, right? Not everyone can shoot at blue hour. Not everyone can shoot at these different times of the day, right? So you want to be able to be versatile, right? You don't want anything to hinder you from getting surgical. Like, no matter where you shoot at, no matter where you go, you don't want anything stopping you from being able to get the shot. And I feel like a lot of times that I've shot without an ND filter, I've gotten mad. I'm like, bro, I got to go crazy on my shutter, or I'm not able to get my settings exactly how I want them to look because of how bright it is outside. And that's the part where it's like, I told you guys, my most unfavorite time of the day is between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Like I hate shooting at those times, right? Outside. But when you have an ND filter, or you have different modifiers to be able to use while outside to be able to help you, manipulate that light, right? And manipulate how it touches your sensor, it helps. Like it helps you not have to limit yourself on when you can or can't shoot in natural light, right? So that's one thing I love the most about ND filters, right? Yeah, so literally, like, you can maintain your settings. For example, if you're someone who's looking to shoot at a low shutter, dapper, right? If you're looking to shoot at a low shutter outside and you're looking to shoot natural or flash or whatever it is, a lot of the time when you go that low on shutter, you're going to overexpose the hell out of your image, right? So an ND filter comes in handy because you're able to go really, really low on your shutter, low on your aperture, and balance out all of those settings while still filtering it out with the ND filter. So the ND filter allows you to be super low and allows you to, first, when you start to pull it down, it's going to be really overexposed. But when you start to turn your ND filter, it'll start to cut out a lot of that light, right? So it allows you to have a more cinematic feel depending on whatever kind of like creative thing you're trying to have, whether it's with photo or video. It helps out a lot. And there's multiple different versions of ND filters too. So the real problem, like how I was telling you guys earlier, without an ND filter is that the sunlight will force you to have a higher shutter speed or a higher aperture. So your aperture will have to be at f8 or higher if you're shooting in really harsh light. That's like one really big thing I can say for sure that I've like hated, because sometimes you do want a blurry background, and you can't get a blurry background if you don't have an ND filter to help you get that blurry background, right? If you want to be at f2.8 or f1.8 or f whatever low you shoot at, right? You want to have it enough to where you're able to still shoot as low as you want, still get the blur that you want, but not have an overexposed image. Because as I was telling you guys earlier, getting that texture back is damn near to impossible. Like if your image is overexposed, it's so hard, if not impossible, to bring back the same amount of texture that was there before, especially to bring back the same colors, bro. I've had times where I'll shoot a melanated client, and the melanated client will be like, it'll be golden hour, but it's overexposed. It literally happened to me like 2 days ago. And I was shooting, and boom, I got an image where like they're overexposed because of the sun. And I'm like, bro, if I had an ND filter on, I would have been fine, right? Because they're overexposed. Now when I go try to edit and I try to pull down the lever on the photos or pull down the lever on the subject, it is so overexposed that it literally won't bring back the same color that they were. Now I'm trying to morph colors. Now I'm trying to like change and select the skin color to make it back brown again. Like it's literally, it's horrendous is what it is, bro. Like it's so hard to be able to try to like bring something from overexposed to underexposed. It's way easier to bring an underexposed image to the light, bring a dark to the light, but bringing that light to the dark, boy, it's crazy. Like it's overly hard, right? So results overall, without the ND filter, your photos will look a lot more flat, look a lot more compressed, overexposed, no separation from the subject. Like when we say depth of field, or we say like, no depth, or it doesn't have any, separation, that's what we're talking about, is that separation from the background. Like the depth is what creates separation. So if you can see the detail in your subject, it will have a noticeable separation, even if you're not using flash. It'll have a noticeable separation, right? And you will lose your style. Like maybe you have a signature look or a vibe that you're going for that you're not able to pull off if you don't have an ND filter, right? And an ND filter can give you a signature style too. You may shoot a certain way and others may not use the same filter that you're using or may not use the same setup or setting or type that you're using, but you do. And then that could be like your secret sauce or your signature. You never know. You might find a filter that really works for you. For a while, I was using I'm going to talk to you guys about it a little bit more in here. But for a while, I was using like a Pro Mist. Like I had left the Pro Mist on my thing and everything was bloom. Like everything was looking dreamy, highlighted, bloom. And everybody's like, oh, how the hell you do that? And I'm like, haha. You know what I'm saying? Like I got that Pro Mist on there. And I had never took that thing off for long. I was shooting videos with it, photos with it, and everything just had bloom. Like I was very obsessed with these blooms, bro. All right, for a little minute, bro. Like I was on that thing for like a month or two, bro. I was on natural light photography, and I was just like, everything wanted it. Like the video I showed you guys, that was around that same like month. The one I showed you guys last class was around that same month of me just blooming everything out, bro. Like I was like, oh yeah, I was just having fun with it, bro. And I was fresh off the cam with that filter. So I was loving it. I got one for my DJI. I went to getting one for everything, bro. I had one DJI. I had one on my Sony, and I had one on the Canon. And I'm like, yeah. Like I was going crazy on it. I was doing too much, bro. But with the ND filter, you don't have to stay at f8 at f11. You can literally go down below f2.8. You could be 2.8. You could be below f4. Anything below f4, you can do that with this harsh light or with that, early morning light, that first light in the morning. Like if you're at a wedding, if you're shooting a beach shoot, whatever it may be, this ND filter will allow you to be able to stay that low, right? You can stay, it'll be natural, it'll be more controlled. You can control your shutter speed without having to have it too high. Because I maxed out yesterday at I think my camera maxed out at 8,000 shutter, so 1/8,000. I think my camera maxed out at 1/8,000. And I was shooting, and I was like, bro, if I had that ND filter, bro, damn. And what I told you, I said every time I have a problem, I note it down and I make a class on it. I'm like, bro, like, what are we learning this month? Lighting. I'm like, okay, every time I have a problem or something that comes up and I'm out shooting, I'm gonna help you guys not do what I did or help you guys not mess up like I did. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with a 5-star client trying to get certain shots, and I'm like, bro, I'm like shooting, but with this one spot we walked under, it was pure light, bro. I'm at 5,000, bro. It's 11 a.m. I'm at 5,000 shutter. Then I'm like, bro, 5,000 not working. I went up. I maxed out at 1/8,000, right? I was at 1/8,000 shutter. I was at f2.8 on my aperture. I was at ISO 100. So now, being that I maxed out on my shutter, I was forced to go up on my aperture, right? I'm not gonna sacrifice my ISO. I can't even go any higher or lower on my ISO because I'm gonna kill the image, right? So I literally was forced to go up my aperture now. So now I get no blurry background. Now I get no separation. Now I get none of that. So this is basically just me saying, like, don't do what I did type shit. Like, have one in your bag. Like, have one on you so you're not caught lacking. Like, don't get caught lacking. Have an ND filter, bro, because you never know, bro. Like, that brightness is something different, bro. And I was maxed out at one. Like, I had never shot that high on a shutter speed, like, ever, bro. And I was like, I'm rolling it. My camera wouldn't even go any further. I'm like, bro, whoa, what's going on? My camera literally would not go any further than 1/8,000. Now I had to go to f4, but I wanted 2.8, but I couldn't get 2.8 because I did not have an ND filter on. All right, did not. So literally, it says your style stays intact. My style was not intact. My images were all looking a little different, right? This is real unfiltered, bro. I'm very in tune with my mistakes, and then I figure out a way to never let them happen again. Then I teach you guys, so that way you guys don't have to even go through the mistake part. Like, I did everything else that day was great, and it was like that one pocket of like, every time I do a photo shoot, I think, what could I have done better? And I want to like kind of instill that into you guys as well. Is when you're doing a photo shoot, think to yourself, what could I have done better? What did I mess up on? What was something that I didn't do as good, right? Why am I saying this? Because I told you guys, y'all supposed to be doing y'all damn assignment where you give yourself a review every week. Y'all haven't been doing that shit. I know y'all haven't. It's okay. But mine's is filled. So I've been talking to myself and letting myself know, like, okay, this is what did I do bad this week? What did I do good this week? What did I do bad this shoot? I might make 2 in 1 week, just grading myself off of my work. So that way later on, as the year progresses, we can see how far we've grown, right? Some of us aren't in school anymore, right? So we don't have a teacher. Like, you don't even have a teacher in photography other than like maybe me, I don't know. But to grade you, right? So you have to grade yourself. You have to be your own sense of accountability. So what I do is I grade myself after doing a photo shoot. What did I feel like I did wrong? What do I feel like I could have done better? And this is one of those things that I put on there that I really feel like I had did wrong, and I feel like I could have did better. don't get caught lacking without an ND filter. So now I'm sharing this story with you guys as a lesson, right? So that way you guys don't have to fail. You know what I'm saying? You guys can just learn, like just be like, oh, okay, this happened to Taxi. Okay, boom. He did all this right and he did this wrong. Now I'm teaching this as a lesson to you guys so you know what to not fuck up on. All right, because I don't want to see y'all fuck up. I want y'all to keep progressing. All right, so just skip this mistake. All right, because if you out on a shoot, bro, and you're trying to shoot and your client is an unforgiving client, imagine having an unforgiving client or a client that's of high caliber, right? And certain images are the images that matter. And your ass is like, oh, damn, my camera can't go higher on shutter, or my camera can't compensate for the lighting because you don't got an ND filter. So really bad feeling, really crazy feeling, like when getting back to the studio and I had to like salvage the images, not all of them. I had to salvage certain images that I felt like would have been some of them ones. I had to salvage them. And I'm like, damn, I'm mad at myself. So I decided to grade myself. So now making this lesson for you guys. All right. So what can definitely fix it for you? Like the ND fixes allowing you to keep your aperture below f2.8, below full f4. Because I was forced to go past f4 and I hated it, right? Even in, I don't want to say hate, I definitely did though, I ain't gonna lie, because I wanted my 2.8, but I could not get my 2.8 and I was pissed, right? Even in harsh midday light, I was in harsh midday light and I was mad as hell that I did not have my ND filter because I had left it inside of the black truck. Black truck type shit. But I had left it in the car and I was mad because I'm like, I wasn't allowed to have my bag on me because I couldn't go backstage with my bag. If I would have had it on the camera in my pocket, I'd have been chilling, but I couldn't though. And it really pisses me off. Like, I don't know if you guys seen that. But, all right. But, yes. So, it can allow you
Boy,
to,
you
like,
hell.
huh?
I said, boy, you hell.
You know, and it really pisses me off. Sorry. But it allows me to, like, maintain the same, that background, that blurry background. When we say the word dreamy, subject to background separation, it's that blur, it's that bokeh. People use the word dreamy, and it's literally just a blurry background. Like people say dreamy, they'll say bokeh, things of that nature. It's a more soft shot, and it's more of a blurry background. So you get that green, you can maintain that dreamy subject background separation on location at any location. You can keep your creativity flow going. You can keep your style intentional with any lighting environment that you enter yourself into because you have this ND filter. All right, especially if it's before 4 p.m., you need one, gang. You need one. All right, y'all might have had these problems before, and I'm telling y'all how to fix that bit. All right, it eliminates that forced ISO panic. We talk about this all the time in class, right? A lot of y'all be like, damn, I don't know what to do. And y'all just crank that ISO down or crank that ISO up. Cranking that Soldier Boy is crazy. All right, so you got to know that, let me breathe, remember, and then get surgical, right? Revert back to instinct. Don't panic. Revert back to instinct, right? Because we'll start squilling that wheel hard as hell. We'll start just putting hella buttons because we forgot what we learned. All right. So breathe. Remember what you learned, and execute. All right. So shooting it allows you to shoot at noon and at golden hour, and not just one or the other. Because a lot of people will run away from shooting at any other time than golden hour. But in reality, you might have work and you might not be able to shoot at golden hour. Maybe your client wants to shoot earlier in the day, but you're not able to even get the shots off because you don't have an ND filter or something to be able to block off that lighting or cut out that lighting, right? Some people avoid between 10 to 4 p.m., which I was one of them, right? Because of how harsh that lighting is, right? You don't want to be a photographer that has to avoid it. You want a client to be able to hit you up and be like, oh, can you do this, that? Oh, can you do this time? You want to be able to just say yes. Like, you want to know exactly what the hell you're doing so you can say yes. You want to know that based on the circumstances that my client has put in front of me, this is how I need to act off of it. This is what I need to bring. This is how I need to be prepared, right? So every time you come to a shoot, you come to a session, you're over prepared. Damn, Taxi, but I don't be needing all that stuff. Yeah, it's great, but the moment that you do need some shit that you didn't bring, you're gonna be mad, right? So make sure you have a bag that has enough space to hold what you need to be holding. You don't gotta bring everything in your damn arsenal though. But I'm just saying, like, I've had times where I'm like, damn, the one time I didn't bring this thing, I ended up needing it, right? And that's my thing. Like, bro, I always keep an ND filter in the back of my bag. The one time that I didn't bring it is the one time that I'm like, oh, I need it. Right? Or a lens wipe. It's always something small that you look past or look over that you could have just had to help make your job so much easier. Now you wiping your damn camera with your scratchy ass cotton. You know what I'm saying? When you're supposed to be using microfiber, right? So don't wipe your camera or your lens, or especially your ND filter with no damn cotton. All right, because the cotton got very micro scratches and you're gonna scratch your lens. You probably don't know that, but don't do it because I've definitely done it to my RP. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But ND stops. So like explaining how they work. Oh my God, what is that? So like if you see like a one stop ND, two stop ND, four stop ND, basically showing you how much like so the equation basically is the higher the number, the darker the filter, which basically means how much more light it blocks, right? So each stop cuts the light in half, so it cuts more of that light, right? So you have one stop which cuts 50, which gives that 50% of light, right? Then you have two stops which block 75%. You got three stop which blocks 87%. I'm gonna say 80% or 90% gain because 87.5 is crazy, but I had to look up the statistics so that way somebody don't be biting. Because every time I say something, y'all gonna be like, oh, the actual statistic of ND8 has three stops and it's 87.56. So I put it there so that way y'all don't get on my ass for not being technical. All right. And then you have six stops, which does almost 100%, but it doesn't do a full 100%, but it's almost 100%. Once again, like I showed you guys, let me see. So the ND filters, we have some right here. Because I keep talking about them, and I haven't showed y'all one. I think this is the right one. Is this the one that I wanted to use that day? Yeah. So this is one of the ones. And the stops are shown on the side. So it shows, block my eyes. So it shows on the side the stops. So this ND filter is a 6-stop ND, right? So I have the highest one. But being that it is variable, which I'm going to explain in a minute, what it does is you guys can see that tint on there too. So it's also CPL, and I'm going to explain what that means as well. So you guys can see that tint. You see clear, but it has that tint, so it knocks out extra reflection, but I'll show you that in a minute. So you guys can see as you turn it, it gets darker. So as I continue to go through stops, right? So I'm trying to see if I can read what I'm going through. All right, so we have, this is regular. So this is 2 stops. You can see a little bit more. 3 stops. 4 stops, 6 stops, and you can see like you can barely see that bit. Like it's not completely, because I can still see a little bit. It's not completely blacked out, but it's 98.4% blacked out. But it's basically almost 100% fully blacked out. So that's what that is right there. So ND 1000 has 10 stops, which is like 99.1%. So you guys might see a ND 1000 or a 3 to 1000. It has 99%. Light being blocked, which a lot of times, not even a lot of times, you literally never need that. Like you don't really ever need to block 99.9% of it, because at that point just use a damn lens cap because you're not seeing nothing anyways. So yeah, but I just wanted to put that down and let you guys know that as well, because you'll see it on Amazon. I was looking at Amazon, I'm like, all right, so when you look up ND filter, this is what pops up. All right, let me go ahead and explain that. Like, let me explain what pops up to you guys. So the first ones that show up are those, and I wanted to explain that, break that down for you guys as well. All right, so with a variable ND filter, which is literally the one that I have, so I have a regular ND that doesn't have any variables to it. That's just that ND, just one ND, which is this one right here. This is like the darkest one, the darkest ones, and it's just this ND. So it literally just goes on, it's just that. Then I have this variable one, which goes through all the different stops. Right, so this is a variable ND, and a variable ND filter is basically one filter that gives you almost infinite control. Not infinite, but basically infinite control, so that you don't have to swap. So when you put it onto your actual camera, you don't have to take it off and put another one on. So there are ND filters, right? For example, for your DJI, right? So there are ND filters that, for example, that are just one-stop NDs. So this is like one for the DJI. This one right here is a one-stop ND. So there is no dial. You see there's no dial wheel on there or anything like that. You can't move it or anything like that. It's literally just a one-stop. So you put it on there and it is what it is, right? It's no changing or anything like that. Then you have the variable. I even have a variable for the DJIs right here. And this is a 1 to 7. Well, this is a 6 to 9. I meant 6 to 9. So it goes from 6 all the way to 9, right? Of stops. Then I have one right here, which I'm using right here, is that's my 2 to 5, I think, ND as well. So these are just the different versions that you can get for multiple different cameras. So all different types of cameras have an ND filter or something like that of that sort for you to be able to use. I have some DJI, I have some GoPro, I have some for every basically camera that I use, because I feel like it's a very, very vital piece of equipment, especially if you're not using flash all the time, especially when you can't use flash all the time. Sometimes you have to have an ND filter. Right, so you can adjust the density when it comes to the variable ND. Because remember, neutral density. It's neutral density, so it's continuously changing the density. Right, density. Oh my God, what is that? You're changing how deep them shadows is low key technically. Like how deep the shadow. I feel like it's basically kind of how it is. Like deep the shadows, deep. Density is like depth of field. You're changing the depth of field. Oh, I got it. Density, depth, deepness. Changing the depth of field. It allows you to continue to keep it constant how you want. So you can like literally how I was explaining. I was just like I kind of put it on the slides. I'm going to be exporting these for you guys, but you can twist it literally to just be able to change the dial to see exactly how much light you want to block out. So as you continue to change it, it blocks out more and more and more light as it continues to go through, right? So you guys will be able to see that. It covers a full range all in one filter. So like an ND 3 to 32, we'll go from 3 to 32. You got an ND 6 to 9, which is the one that I just showed you guys, the ND 6 to 9, which is the smaller one for my DJI. They come in bigger versions as well, but this is a 3 to 32 that I have right here, right? Oh no, this is a 3 to 1000. Sheesh, this is actually 3 to 1000. My other one's a 3 to 32, but this is a 3 to 1000. So I have this one as well that works just like so. And then it's perfect for when you're changing the light. You don't have to stop and swap it out. You don't have to change the glass. Sometimes you have some that are magnetic though. Like this one's magnetic. Like if you can screw their like little thing like this in, and then you can just pop the magnetic one. I know D said that his favorite ones are magnetic. D, what brand do you use for your magnetic NDs? Daniel. He's sleeping. All right. I'm trying to get, because this is HNY, but I don't know. He said he had a brand too that he uses. I don't know if I don't think it's KNF, but it's magnetic. So this goes on the camera ring, and then this just magnets to it, so it'll stick like that. So I can just pop it off whenever I want. This is what I use mainly when I'm shooting weddings. If I want to take it off real quick and throw it in my my cargo pocket, I can, and keep it moving, keep it pushing, right? But it's definitely the most practical option for photographers and videographers who are doing running guns. So when you're running and gunning, you may not have time to go back to your bag. You may not have time to change the entirety of the lens, and you may not be able to change your settings at certain instances. When you're a videographer, you really can't. Your settings are kind of like locked at where they're at. So an ND filter really, really helps when it comes to videography as well. Like very majorly with videography as well. You can go up on your shutter when it comes to photography, but with videography, you really should kind of keep your shutter the same. So sorry, I got to hop off. I'll watch the recording. All right, no problem, Neo. Right? Okay, boom. And then you have the higher end ND, which have like a whole bunch of other stuff that they do. You got black and white filters. They can help you maintain color accuracy across full ranges and everything like that. We were using those expensive Polar Pros. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, boy. If I was like as deep as what's up, boy, they might not have had them no more. I might have to, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a changed man, though, bro. I'm a changed man. All right, but a variable ND is definitely your best tool because it's like the fastest for workflow. It literally you don't have to stop and swap anything out. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to like rescrew it or anything like that. And then all of their filters come like this too. Like a lot of if you get a magnetic one, majority of the time it'll fit the other magnetic ring. So they'll all be magnetic, and you can just change like, oh, I want to use a bloom filter. You can change it out real quick and then change and put the next one in. Like you can have all of your filters lined up to be able to just snap in instead of having to screw them on every single time. So yeah, but it covers, you can do photo, you can do video with them, which is great. You don't have to take it off. You can walk around, you vibe, and you good, right? And then one filter can cover all different conditions. Golden hour, midday with the sun, you can literally manage it all just by twisting. So really just by give it a little twisty twist. Give it a little twisty twist. Who all owns ND filters? Does anybody have an ND filter currently? Any of you guys own ND filters currently? And just make some of y'all be owning stuff and be like, I never know how to use it. So I definitely know that's how I be us too. Kind of does. What kind of ND filter you got? Or what brand you use?
KNF is a KNF one.
You got a KNF one? You got the 3 to 32 or you have a different one?
No, it's something else. This is like an older model.
Oh, okay, bet. Well, what kind of what's the stops? Like what's the how much light does it take out though?
Oh, it's a I think 4-stop.
4-stop, okay, bet.
Yeah, it was for my Canon. I ain't touched it since.
LJ, what kind you got? Sham got KNF.
KNF.
KNF, you got the 3 to 32?
No, I think I got. Let me look at it. Hold on.
I got this 3 to 1000. I got another KNF one somewhere.
2 to 400.
Oh, 2 to 400. Okay. Sham, which
Is
one?
that a good? Or I need to get another one.
Nah. I think you'd be fine
I
because
got
it's
two
two to
to
four
I got
hundred.
2 to 400
Two
too.
to 400. Yeah, nah, that's not bad. Because like, mine's is 3 to
I've
one
never been
thousand.
all the way up to
That's what I'm
400
saying. That's what I'm
though.
saying. So like that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like as long as your base number is low enough for you to be straight. Like your base number is low enough for you to be straight.
I ain't got the little lever thing that you got on there. That's
Appreciate
the
you.
only.
It got no, yeah, bro. I ain't gonna lie though. The lever is good, but that be getting in the way sometimes too though. Like when you're shooting, like it's good for me now because like when I'm shooting, I could just like use my thumb and just move it as I need like real quick. So it's good now. But sometimes when I'm like hitting against something, I'm like, damn, where did I have it at? And I don't remember where I had it at. So I have
The
the
bad part about these two is that I don't know if you said if you hit it, I don't know if you hit it if it still like moves around, but sometimes like I'll have it on a stop and then I don't know if like between me shooting and stuff, like
yeah,
it'll
it'll like
move.
move. Yeah,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. If I'm being real too, like on some real unfiltered shit, K and Fs are pretty loose. I got one over here like K and Fs. Indie filters are like pretty loose. Like I don't know if like is it easy for y'all to move your ring?
Yeah, too
Yeah.
easy.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
K and F's is like overly
Yeah,
easy to
true.
move the ring, bro. Like it's overly easy. This is a knockoff one. I think this was like this is a knockoff one, but K and F like the one with especially the one with the knob, like it'd be real easy to like to move the ring, bro. And I'd be like the only thing is like when I'm like shooting, it's like damn, it's like or it moves too much, like so like you kind of want one that I guess has some friction to it that moves kind of slow, so like you can kind of like get where you want to get, you know what I'm saying, when you want to get there. But yeah, nah, definitely. Oh, you
I
said
just found mine.
uh-huh.
It says, I'm gonna just drop this on the side. It says platinum 67 millimeter MC VND2 400.
Yeah, you got a 2 to 400
Seven dots
too.
on it.
You got a 2 to 400. You got a 2 to 400 as well. Everybody got 2 to 400s. I got one
Let me
right
see if
here.
it fit.
I got one right here for newer. I don't know what this one is. This is a 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's a 3 to 1, 2, 1. Hold on, wait, 1. I think this one's just a 3-stop. This is a 3-stop ND filter. It's not even nothing major. I thought it was like something major, but it's not. This is one for the phone. That go on the phone. Go ahead, Kai.
So I got a question. Would you put a polarizer on top of an ND filter or like
Yeah,
vice versa?
but you gotta have a. Ooh, I'm gonna talk about that too. But you gotta have a deeper lens. Like your lens got to be over 35 mil because you'll get vignette. That's the only thing I can say. You can use it 1,000%, but you have some that are with like for this one, this has polarizer, VND, and what's the name in it all at the same time. So it has the VND, it has the CPL, and it has the CPL, which is the polarizer, and it's an Evo. So it has like damn near all of it kind of like within this one frame of glass. It is pretty damn thick though. That's the only thing about it. But it has all of it in one ND filter. So it's like you don't have to separate them. But if you wanted to separate them and you wanted glare, you wouldn't be able to use it with that one. That's the only bad part about like having one that has all of them in once. But I've never had a problem with it for real. But yes, you can stack your NDs. But when you stack them, you gotta remember that like now you got more coming away from your lens. So now when you zoom all the way out to like a wide, you might see some of that ring in there. That's the only thing about that. You might see some ring. So that's one thing for sure. That's also a problem. Let me see. But yeah, okay, yeah, ND filter with your camera settings for sure. So like ND changes everything because like how I was telling you guys earlier, like without an ND filter, you're gonna have an overexposed image. And you're gonna probably max out your shutter. Depending on your camera might max out at 4,000. Your camera might max out at 800. I mean 8,000. Mine's maxed out at 8,000. So you're gonna kind of like max out your camera if you don't have it, right? So you're gonna be forced to fix it by closing your shutter down. Closing your aperture down to f8, f10, f11, f12. But then you're still maxed out there too. Like you can only go. I think it's like f22 is like the maximum for most cameras, right? So that's the only thing too. Like you might get maxed out there. It's like what if it? Cause bro, the sun, bro, be like on some real crazy bright shit. Like you ever walked outside and you really can't blink for real? Like you walk outside, you like damn, like that's really how you feeling, big bro. And imagine still having to shoot, bro. It's crazy, bro. And now your camera fried because like you can't even see. Your camera can't even see because you ain't protecting the camera's eyes. So when you go outside and you try to use your camera, protect your damn sensor with an ND filter. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? Same way you'll protect your retinas with some glasses. Do the same thing. But with the ND filter, you'll be fine. You'll have perfect exposure and you keep everything intact. Photo versus video. I don't want to say verse video, but like photo and video. You can control the aperture with photography. You can stay controlled and have a controlled aperture. You can stay wide open if you would like. Shallow depth of field. I'm gonna keep saying shallow depth of field so you understand what the fuck it is. Right? Depth. Right? Density. Foreground, middle ground, background. Separation from background. Separation from objects. Depth. Shallow depth of field. Depth of field. Why am I keep saying it? Because that was one of the hardest things for me to fucking learn. Don't know, because people will keep saying that term and I had no idea what it meant, but I'm gonna just keep saying different analogies so that it's easier for us to understand and remember what the hell they mean. All right, because I have forgot to. So yeah, but you can do long exposure, motion blur stuff. You can take pictures of water. It helps take the reflection out of the water. If you're trying to look at like a fish, it'll help you with that as well. Balance ambient with flash sometimes. If you're shooting like at noon, you're trying to like have ambient and flash show at the same time. We're trying to expose for the background. Sometimes it makes it easier for you to expose for background and see the sky, depending on how the filter you're using, like all of those stuff. But this is just like to kind of get you guys to using them, get you guys around to experimenting with these ND filters, because they are really, really great tools to have in your camera bag and to also use. When it comes to videography, though, on the other side, you have the 180-degree shutter rule. Oh my God, what the fuck is that? Your shutter speed needs to be 2 times your frame rate. Oh my God, what does that mean? If you're at 24 frames per second, your shutter needs to be at 50. So 1/50 would be your shutter. But now you have to lock it there, right? You can't go above or below that because you're not going to have a smooth shot, right? Now, same thing if you had 30 frames per second, you need to be at 60 on your shutter, right? Because it needs to be evened out, right? To match that 180 rule, right? This is not like a crazy rule. Obviously, you could shoot it differently, but you'll experience banding if you aren't really using it. Oh my God, what's banding? When you have like lines and shit coming through your screen, and I'm pretty sure you don't want that. So try to match it as much as you can when it comes to like videography. We're gonna get deeper into that as like we continue to progress through PNG University. But without the ND filter, you're forced to break that rule. And when you're forced to break that rule, what do you get? Banding. You have banding, you'll get lines, you have problems when it comes time to grade if you shoot log. Oh my God, what the hell is log? We'll talk about it later in the season, right? So, but with that ND filter, it'll look a lot more natural, cinematic, and you'll keep that nice blur, that nice depth of field. Yeah, you see it? That depth, that separation from the background, that density, right, of your subject, right? You can keep it constant. Y'all see it? Y'all see what I'm saying there? The depth of field. I'll give y'all the analogy so we remember what it means. Yeah, cause I feel like that's really, really like important. Like a lot of people say it and they'll talk about it, but it's like one, they don't explain it, and then two, you'll keep hearing it in conversations and you don't understand it fully. Like that's at least me. Like I'll be around a lot more like experienced photographers when I was first starting out, and they'll be using all these big ass words that I had no idea what they meant. So my goal is to help y'all know what these big ass words mean. So when you're in these conversations, you'll be like, oh yeah, man, the depth of field was crazy. The separation, the density, the foreground, middle ground, background, separation between subjects. You see what I'm doing there? I'm gonna fry this definition in your head, I swear, right? But ND filters with reflections as well. I'm gonna kind of let you guys know as well. ND can reduce the amount of light that reaches the sensor, but it does not reduce the reflection unless you're using a different form of filter, like kind of how Kyle was asking earlier about like, oh, can you do a CPL with an ND? The CPL is what breaks out that reflection. We're gonna get into that. I'm gonna explain that a little bit more and dive a little bit deeper in that as well, right? So reflections will still be present, right? They're just a little bit dimmer outside of everything else, but you still have the reflection. In order to remove the reflection, you will need a CPL, right? CPL, what is that? Circular polarizer. Oh my God, what is a circular polarizer? It polarizes the reflections of light, right? Polarize, what does that mean? It gets rid of them, right? I don't know. I just put that, I put two and two together like polarize. That's pulverizer. I don't know, but it polarizes it, whatever, right? Takes away that. That's all I know. So we're going to put it in layman's terms. It takes away the reflections, right? But an ND filter does not do that, right? ND has light quality control, but it changes the quantity of light that hits your sensor, right? That's what ND does. Neutral density, changes the density, helps you control the depth of field. Depth of field, what? Space between images, right? Space between subjects, right? Separation, yeah. Foreground, middle ground, background of subject, right? Shallow depth of field. That's what it does, right? So if you change the density and control how much light gets in your sensor, but then CPL can control the quality of the light, right? It's not only for reflections. It does work really well with reflections, but it does work with colors and greens and blues and whites. Like it makes them look more pure, I guess that makes sense. Like I'll use this like with weddings, especially. Like I'm gonna talk to you a little bit more about it in a minute. But it helps with the quality. So CPL helps with the quality of light that you get. ND helps with the quantity, how much light touches your sensor, right? I know it probably sounds weird talking about quantity in reference to light. So it's like quantity, how much light? What do you mean how much? What do you mean the amount of light? Quantity, the amount of light that can touch your sensor. It helps control that. It allows more or it takes away with the ND, neutral density. I was about to tell you the definition again, but I'm gonna just chill. Right, so now we're gonna talk about CPLs and how I can solve this problem. So when it comes to the drawback of NDs overall, I was telling you guys as well. When it comes to NDs, like you have to deal with a lot of like it's good a lot, but sometimes you got to take it off. And why would you have to take it off? Because you might get vignetting, you might get color shifting, you might get an X pattern on the ND. What does that mean, X pattern? I'm gonna tell y'all. You might also get a loss of sharpness sometimes. The higher you go up on your ND filter, the more problems you'll start to see, right? So for example, if you guys see, so basically what an ND filter does is it's two circles that are crossing past each other. So that's literally what it is. It's two circles crossing past each other. And when you get to the highest stop possible, those circles are stuck like this. It's like a Venn diagram. They're stuck like this, right? And now you get to see the cross points of that Venn diagram. They're literally like this. That's literally how it shifts. And it's playing with how it looks with how it looks through the glass, right? But it gets like this. So now when you go higher, you get an X pattern, and sometimes you will see that in your image. So the higher you go and the lower quality of your ND filter as well, it doesn't, like the lower quality ones, those companies don't usually hide the X pattern or the vignetting as well because it's just cheaper. Like they're not really trying too hard to make it a quality product. They just want to get it out for the people who, have less money. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it real. Right? And you might have color shifting. So color shifting, like cheaper filters will definitely add like a color cast. Like you might see the skin tone of your subject change. You may see the skin tone of their clothing change. You may have a filter, or it might make it seem like it's a lot more vibrant, or there's a lot more saturation on the image as well. If you have a cheaper filter, right? This sounds like, oh, broke boy versus rich boy. No, it's just like the quality of your filter matters. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a lower quality filter, you may start seeing colors on it like, oh, Taxi, but I got an ND filter and it's like, it's cutting out the light, but my subject coming out blue. You told me to get an ND filter. Yeah, I did, but I also told you to not get a low quality ND filter because you're going to end up upgrading anyways. Y'all see how many damn ND filters I got, bruh? This is only a few of them, bruh. I got all these different damn ND filters because I bought the cheap ones first. And I still ended up buying an expensive one. Like, I still ended up spending money on this expensive one because I bought the cheap ones first. So me telling y'all ass, save your bread, bro. Like, I bought all these different versions just to still end up buying the more expensive one because I was dealing with this problem, bro. Like, I did the shoot with them. If you guys go, shoot I did with Kay. She was wearing red. She had a guitar in her hand. You guys remember she was wearing red, had a guitar in her hand. We were outside, like in a restricted area, boom, whatever. That shoot, I used the ND filter. Some of the images that you guys watched, when you watched that video, some of the raw images had little X patterns that had a vignette, right? That came from me using the ND filter. I was not using this one. I was using the other one, right? And that vignette was coming from me using that. So for reference for that video, I think it's called, I forgot what it's called, but literally the cover of it, if you scroll down, it's literally her with a guitar, and she's wearing red, and like she has like a hair tie on, and it's like mountains in the background. All right, so that's a good example video for you to watch if you want to see me using ND filter and how I used it as well, because I have ND filter videos that I made on YouTube as well for you guys to watch. All right. But yeah, so you got color shifting. You got that X pattern. You have loss of sharpness sometimes. Oh my God, what do you mean by loss of sharpness? If anything that you put in front of the pane of glass that is meant to capture your image, it will deteriorate, right? Or it will cut out, or it will lose the quality of your image or that sharpness, right? You have too many filters on the front of your image, you'll be cutting down the sharpness because you have it. Your sensor has to already go through this long ass piece of glass, and now you're about to make it go through 3, 4, 5 more layers of glass. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of can't expect it to stay as sharp as possible if you got it going through multiple different damn panes of glass. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you got to keep in mind too. Like, you may lose some sharpness of your image, but a lot of the time losing sharpness and being able to see, it's more important to be able to see. So if you gotta use an ND filter, you might lose a little bit of sharpness, but it's not overexposed. You kind of just you just won. You know what I'm saying? You still got a win-win scenario right there. Sharpness isn't everything, guys. Like clarity is everything. Can you see the image? Does the image look good? Does it look crazy as hell? That clarity is everything. Can you see the subject? Is the subject hidden behind darkness or behind the heavens? Like you just made it heaven. It's too bright outside. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Stop. It's too bright. Why are you shooting right now? I'm joking. I hate shooting. Bro, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. is a death to me, bro. But I be doing it, bro. I be sweating. I have like bullets coming down my face and things of that nature, and still be rocking that. I be akimbo, man. I be akimbo. But that ND filter though, help you out a lot. Oh, the knobs too. Sometimes, depending on the knob that you get, some of them you can tighten the knob. I meant to say that too. So like the higher quality ones, you can tighten the knob. So when you loosen the knob, like how I was talking about with Sham, that's the wrong one again. I was talking about it with Sham, how it be moving. So some of them have knobs like this. Crazy enough, this is from Newer, one of the cheaper brands, right? You can loosen this. I just loosened it, see? And I can move it, right? And then I could put it maybe say halfway, and I can tighten this, and now it won't move. No matter how hard I push it, it won't move. But if I loosen it up, it will move. So this is one of my favorites. I use this for the for mobile photography and mobile filmmaking. Like when I'm vlogging on the phone, I use it for my rig for the phone rig. I should probably make a video on that. I've been vlogging on that phone a lot now. Like I was vlogging today. I love vlogging on that damn phone. I was using my Osmo a lot, but then I started using my phone, bro, because I think it's just easier to take out my pocket, bro. And I can attach the SSD to the phone now, to where I don't even gotta like have storage on my phone to be able to record. And I got that 0.5. Stop playing games. All right, bet. All right, so when to not use an ND filter. First, I feel like this is like some of these like should be very, very obvious points. When you're in low light situations, don't use an ND filter, bro. Like that's kind of like a duh. You got to know when to leave the ND filter off. It's just as important as knowing when to put the ND filter on, right? So you need, I would say like, so in low light situations, in a low light situation, you in a studio where it has controlled lights, you don't need an ND filter to control the intensity of the lighting. Anywhere that you can control the setting, you don't really need an ND filter, right? When the exposure already is correct and it's just cutting away from you and now it's making your image darker and now it's working against you and not working for you, take the ND filter off, right? When you're doing action photography or motion photography where you have to have a high shutter anyways, you might as well just take the ND filter off because you already have to have a high shutter, right? So like sometimes with sports, it'll work good when you have to have a high shutter, but you're shooting outside natural light, so you don't want to like max out your shutter. It's still good to use an ND filter, but sometimes like if it's an afternoon game or something like that, you don't really have to have an ND filter on because you're already shooting at a high enough shutter to capture the motion. So sometimes you don't really need an ND filter for that as well. But when your camera's gonna max out, you do need an ND filter. Because my camera maxed out the other day, and I still need an ND filter. So just keep that in mind. Because the more that you start shooting like natural, like you need an ND filter for flash too. Damn it! Don't think that like, oh, this only goes for y'all natural light photographers. Hell nah. You shooting with flash, sometimes you still need an ND filter, bro. Like when you shooting outside, sometimes you need an ND filter, bro. So don't think that you're excused. All right, just throwing that out there. ND filters are still needed when shooting with flash because there are certain times where you want your settings to be a certain setting in a certain location. You're trying to expose for the background a certain way that you can't see without an ND filter. I'm just saying, some photographers be using ND filters and they don't tell you. Like just how they be using grids and don't tell you. But guess who's gonna tell you? Taxi. Because a lot of the time, the same way how we see somebody using a camera, right? What I told you, I said photographers will show you the back of their setup. Dapper knows this one well because he just sent me a reel about it. Photographers will show you the back of their setup, right? And you won't know they're using a grid. If I put this on my camera right now, there's no knobs on it, there's no words, no nothing. You would have no idea that I'm using an ND filter. You have no idea. Like if I put this on my camera, you literally would not know, bro. Like you literally like, look, I put this on my camera right now. If I'm shooting, how would you know? You won't. You literally won't know. You don't know. If you look at the front of my camera, you know. But if you're looking from the behind my camera and I'm shooting and I'm just showing you how the images are coming out, they're coming out fire, they're coming out lit. You don't know what filter I got on this camera, bro. I'm giving you the camera settings. I'm giving you the flash settings. I'm giving you the flash power. I'm giving you all the game about everything else but what really matters. Do you got a grid on that flash? And do you got an ND filter on that lens? That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna give it to y'all real raw unfiltered, bro. We don't gatekeep over here. That's what I keep telling y'all. But some photographers will definitely use ND filters, and they will gatekeep, and they will not tell you that they got an ND filter on that lens. So, you're welcome. I just debunked some shit for somebody. They gonna hate me, bro. They don't like me, bro. I go against the grain. But, yeah. CPL, getting a little bit deeper into that. What is a CPL filter? A CPL filter is a circular polarizer filter. It polarizes the light. It pulverizes the reflections for real though. But the specific areas that will create a reflection or a glare, it will get rid of it. It pulverizes it. It gets rid of it. All right. Twisting the ring, twisting the dial, how much polarization, LOL, that you need. So if you're doing like a car mount, I use this a lot. Not a lot now, but I did when I was doing a lot more like films with cars. I would use this in car videography, like when I was trying to record people through the window, and it would be a glare from outside. I would use a polarizer, and it helped out a lot. Or you're trying to record from inside of the car to outside of the car, or take pictures from inside of the car to outside of the car as well. Which one would I recommend? I think I have a link in my bio. I don't know, but it's called the H and Y is like my go-to. I love them. It's H and Y. I think it's. I don't think I have a code with them, but I might though. Just try Taxi 10. If Taxi 10 doesn't work, then sorry, you gotta pay full price, my boy. But it's definitely in my Amazon storefront though, for sure. But yeah, that's the one I would recommend for sure. But because they have everything, bro. Like they have and they're magnetic. That's probably my favorite thing about them. They're magnetic. But yeah, you can enhance the colors naturally, like blues in the sky, greens, any different bushes and stuff like that. Like I was telling you guys earlier, it morphs blues and greens. Blues and greens are the colors that make up reflections, that make up water, that make up glass, that make up different things like that. That's really like the colors that it uses to polarize, right? Because I guess that those are like the colors that make up the glass that would create glare, that make up the water that would create glare. Those are the colors. So by default, it also enhances the colors in nature as well, right? Something that you kind of also notice when using them as well. I'm gonna do another video where I use the different filters and stuff like that, and take them on, put them off. Like I feel like I could do a little behind the scenes video. I might do that this weekend in Miami, low key, for y'all. While I'm out there, I might do something for y'all. I got y'all. Yeah, but enhances the colors looking naturally. Like I was telling you guys about the blue and the greens. It works best definitely when you're shooting in the direction of the sun. So if you're shooting away from the sun, or against the sun, it doesn't really work as much because it's gonna hit into the sun lens and you'll start getting blooming. What is blooming? It's like when you're like aiming at something, you start seeing like flares, like lens flares. It'll start blooming onto the lens. So you got to kind of keep that in mind too. If you're shooting in the direction of the sun, the sun is coming at you and you have a filter, you're gonna start seeing glare and blooms. Sometimes you do want that though. Sometimes you do want that because you're going for a creative look, but a lot of times you don't, right? So you want to shoot the same direction as the sun, or at a 90 of the sun. So if the sun's coming from the side, you want to be shooting this way, or if the sun's coming this way, you want to be also shooting that way. But if the sun's coming this way, you don't want to shoot at the sun because you're gonna get that bloom, right? Just throwing it out there. So yeah, definitely also reduces like exposure from like 1 to 2 stops. It's those extra ones. So like if you guys see the ND filters, a lot of you guys ND filters start at what? 2. A lot of you guys ND filters start at 2. So there are 2 stops that are being missed out. The stops that are being missed out on are the stops that are given to the polarizers, right? So those stops are made up by polarizers. So if you have a 3 to 32 or a 2 to 40, I think you guys had 2 to 400, right? That 1 to 2 stops that are in the middle that you guys skipped, you're like, oh, why did it skip? That's what the polarizer makes up for. So when you get a polarizer, it'll make up for those extra stops that you didn't have, that you missed out on earlier, right? But yeah, slightly darkens the image a little bit if you only have that lens filter on and don't have any other ones on. CPL removes water reflections, and it eliminates glass glare. It reduces skin shine, right? Oh my God, what is skin shine? So like if someone has like really, really oily skin, or if they have like shimmer on their face or something like that, it'll reduce that, right? Let me see. It'll reduce that to where you can't really see it, or it's not as noticeable, right? And it can also increase contrast as well. Like it may make it look like there's more depth there. We know that some people like will add contrast or add clarity to an image to simulate depth or create depth within an image, and that's something that these filters can do as well. Can create that depth within that image. Just by you putting that filter on, you can get another seeming level of depth. Some photographers may be using the exact same gear as you. Like I was telling y'all earlier, they may have the same gear as you. You may see exactly what they're doing. You're like, damn, well, how's his image coming out like that and mine's coming out like this? And I'm shooting at the same time of day as him. I'm shooting with the same lighting as him, or I'm shooting in the same conditions as him. But there's no way that his coming out looking like that and mine's coming out looking like this. He's probably using a filter, bro. And he probably not going to tell your ass that because he's gatekeeping. All right, so keep it in mind. Keep it in mind. PNG, passion, no gatekeeping. I'm just telling y'all, pngculture.com, www.pnguniversity.com if you want to join PNG University. Type shit. I'm about to get the wait. I'm gonna try to get the www for the Discord. That would be so tough if we could get that. But that'd be like, bro, that thing is like $70 a month. I think it's like, I was reading up on it, it's like something about like boosting, like you could boost the Discord, but it was like people have to have nano, and if they have nano, they could boost the Discord or something like that. I don't know how that works, but I was like, oh, how would I buy it? If I were to buy the nano for the Discord and I boosted it like myself monthly, it came with like $70 or $80, bro, for me to boost that bit monthly. And I was like, damn, when the Discord get to like 10K members, okay, then I'll probably boost it. But brother, before that, bro, that's expensive. Gang. Like, what? What? Overly crazy, bro. Appreciate the gems. You're welcome. But yeah, so increases your scene contrast, deepens those blues and greens, reduces skin shine. Skin shine, like we have a melanated client and they have like, they look oily, or they may look more oily than normal. It'll help like lessen it a little bit because it still is a filter. Like the same way how we add filters onto our photos when editing, it's the same way how this filter is on there, like raw, like it's on the raw images now. It's like baked LOL into the image because you use a filter. So when should you use it? I would say with outdoor portraits, depending though, especially like when you're using harsh sun or the people are sweating, like, or not necessarily sweating, like where you can see the droplets, but when they start to perspirate and kind of like they start to get a little oily, that helps a lot. It removes that oily shine, gives some more like natural depth within their skin and gives more richness to it. You might see people who take pictures of people outside, melanated skin outside, and that skin looking real busting, right? But you don't know how they got the image like that. One, they're probably using a reflector. We'll talk about that in a minute. Two, they're probably using a CPL filter, which they don't show you on the lens because CPL filters look pretty clear, right? Just throwing that out there. Again, they're probably using a filter, but you don't know that. I just told you. You're welcome, right? You're welcome. I'm going to start asking. You got to, bro. You never know. You never know. They might be the day, bro. You might ask somebody, you got a filter on your lens, and their heart might drop and be like, oh shit, they found out my secret. That's probably what's going to happen, bro. I'm telling you, you might ask somebody, and they'll be like, damn. How he know about that? Like on some animation, how did he figure that out? I'm gonna lose it. Like, you know my secret now. But landscapes, nature, definitely car photography as well. Window glare, body reflection removal, landscaping, nature, fashion, outdoors, cleaner skin tones. Once again, architecture, shooting glass, like buildings, glass windows, stuff like that. Real estate, pack. Real estate, CPL filters help a lot with real estate, so you can see outside into the vegetation, LOL. So you can see the bushes and stuff like that outside of the windows. You want to see them more clearer, it'll help with that as well. So yeah, but I know you do the bracketing exposure, so you're fine regardless. And yeah, ND, CPL, they definitely solve different problems. If you want to control the quantity of light and how much light gets in there, use an ND filter. If you want to control the quality of light, then use a CPL filter, right? Eliminate reflection, glare, enhance audio, boom, things like that. I'm going to go ahead and add these parts of these slides for you guys to be able to save in PNG University as well. So you'll be able to have those to look back on in PNG University. And if you're not in PNG University, you definitely should join www.pnguniversity.com. We got a .com, bro. Use it, all right? I could send you the link. It's in my bio if you want to be lazy. But if you want to type it in and help me out with my SEO, search engine optimization, type it into your search browser. Even if you don't actually enroll right now, just type it into your search browser, and like maybe you could like save it as like a bookmark for you to come back to later. www.pnguniversity.com. And if you're already a member of PNG University, it would be great if you typed it in your browser still, just because for no reason, to help with the SEO, search engine optimization type shit. So if people look up the word photography school, PNG University comes up. Just saying, type shit. Online photography class, PNG University comes up. online photography course, search engine optimization. PNG University comes up. All right, but ND and CPL, you can definitely use them both together. So this is like the spot for you, Kai. You could stack them for sure. You can have exposure control for the ND, and then CPL be that reflection control. CPL should definitely go on first. It needs to be the closest to the lens, all right? Because it's gonna, if you put it on after, there's definitely a way to stack them. If you put it on afterwards, it will be morphing what the ND sees, right? So the CPL needs to go on first, right? Because it's going to morph what the ND sees. So the ND is going to be cutting out light, and it's not going to be able to even see through to the CPL. The CPL is not going to be able to cut off any reflection because you're blocking it, right? So it needs to be the closest to the lens, the closest to your sensor possible. All right. The ND will help, keep your aperture wide enough, achieve the correct exposure. CPL will remove reflections from water, glass, help with that skin shine. And some filters already have them combined, like this one right here, literally already has CPL and variable ND in it as well. They are a little bit more expensive, but it definitely like helps simplify everything. You don't have to stack it yourself. It'll already be kind of stacked within the glass already. But definitely stack carefully, because if you combine them and they're too thick, it will increase the amount of vignette that you get on a wide angle lens. Oh my God, what's a wide angle lens? Anything below 35 millimeters is wide. It's considered wide by statistic. If it's below 35 millimeters or 35 or below 50, low key, it's considered wide. They consider that wide. But I consider it wide if it's below 25. I feel like 24 not that wide. I feel like 24 is wide depending on how far you are from your subject. Hey, 24 is not that wide depending on how close you are to your subject, type shit. So it depends. But yeah, if the wider you have, it's going to see a lot more. You have Black Pro Mist. A Black Pro Mist filter I was talking to you guys about earlier as actually like diffusion. It's a diffusion filter. It adds some like cinematic softness, organic quality to your image, softens the light areas. It helps reduce any harsh digital crispness, which basically is how earlier I was telling you guys, the reason I use the word digital crispness and I put it in parentheses because that's not my words. This is what the damn industry says. So when they say digital crisp, you don't know what the hell that means. Great. I don't either, but I'm about to tell y'all right now. So sharpness, right? So if the image is too sharp, right? The digital sharpness that your camera already adds. So digital crisp is your camera already adds sharpness to your images before you capture the image or when you capture the image. So it's on your raw image already baked in. Right, it's baked in sharpness. But if you can soften it or lessen it a little bit more when you use a black mist or a pro mist filter to lessen that sharpness, right? To make it seem a little bit more softer, right? Your camera already adds digital sharpness. You have what camera that definitely does that shit? A DJI. You have digital sharpness on DJI already, right? You have on your iPhone also digital softness. So if you're trying to like an iPhone photographer, ND filters and filters will help you out a lot because you can cut out some of that digital sharpness, right? Your camera already adds some sharpness to try to like enhance the quality, but it's just giving you sharpness that you really don't always need sometimes, right? Sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. Right. You can have a gentle glow added to it as well when you're aiming at light sources, street lights, sun, windows. Last class I showed you guys when I was inside of the arcade. Y'all remember that? I know y'all do. If you were present, you understand. All right. Even flash, like when flashes go off, you can see the streaks of light. Sometimes how people do. They will do, VFX and they'll like make it look like the flash has like more lights or flash. You can see the physical streams of light coming out of the flash. If you're aiming at a flash, taking pictures where the flash is like intended to be inside of the shot, you can see those streams of light more when you're using a diffusion or you're using a diffuser filter or a black mist or pro mist filter. You can see the streams of light a lot more. Right, you'll be able to see it, especially like when you're doing video as well. It looks really, really good. Like when you fog up the space, things of that nature, but it's great. You say, okay, yes, exactly. It's good for photography, good for videography. They're really, really cool overall. I had them locked, bro. I had them things on my camera for so long. I had broke one. Like I stopped using it because I don't even know where it's at. I stopped using it because I had cracked it, bro. I had set on it, bro. Thick ass. I know. I'm sorry. I had set on that bed, bro, and cracked it, bro. Overly crazy, bro. And I loved it. You can't really see it in there. It's like an angel hair now, but I don't want it to break anymore. So like when I really, really need to use it, then I'll use it. But if I don't need to use it, then I'm not going to use it. So, yeah. But yeah, popular strength 1/4. It's just like the 4 stops. It just helps. It has multiple different little strengths like that. Mine is a 1/4. That's it. I don't need anything else. It says start. You can start with a 1/4, but I only have a 1/4, so I don't even go any higher than that. That boy said that boy thick. Hey boy, Kai, get your ass back in class. But yeah, so visually, they'll bloom the highlights, they'll reduce any digital sharpness, add cinematic softness, enhance glow, and just, they'll be very subtle as well. Like, it doesn't always, it's not a crazy enhancement of glow unless you go up. So like the 1/4, the 1/4 stop of the for the Pro Mist filter is like the lowest one, but then you have one that are higher that'll bloom it even more. Like sometimes you want that craziness, but I could just do that in post when editing and just go up or go down in clarity, and that's fine. So yeah. Black mist versus Pro Mist, it's just different like grains in the. Let me see how I can explain it myself before I explain it like by the book. So you have different grains that are kind of like engraved into the glass, and it's just different. They're kind of different colors, so they give out different vibes. Like some of them have like little black specks, some of them have little golden specks. So you have different ones that kind of give out those different specs. So the ones with the black mist one. It maintains it contrast, helps with shadows, helps with depth. It gives a very, very small, subtle highlight bloom without washing anything out because it's darker, it's blacker, right? It has more cinematic, it's more clean, little vibes like that. And it's definitely the best starting choice. Is what I have. Like that's my baby, right? I don't use a Pro Mist. Pro Mist a little bit more expensive and shit, but I like that black mist because the black mist chill. I got a Pro Mist for my DJI though, and my Canon, but I only have the black mist for my Sony's. So yeah, but Pro Mist is definitely a lot more dreamy because it has those little golden flakes, so it gives more of like a more angelic vibe, a little bit more washed, more vintage aesthetic. It reduces the contrast, so it's light, right? So you have light versus dark. You have one that's black specs, you have one that's gold specs. Pro Mist and gold or spec. They should just call it black. They should have called it gold mist to stop playing with our emotions, right? Like, come on, stop playing with my emotions. But you got black mist with the black specs, Pro Mist with the gold specs. And that's really the difference between that. But yeah. Way stronger halation around different light sources, so it's like a lot more. It's more intense, basically. It's just a lot more intense. Taxi has a twin. That's why he seems like he never sleeps. He's like I must have a twin. That's why it seems like I never sleep. LOL. Shit, I wish, bro. And if we had the same brain, we could both like while I'm sleeping, he could be working, bro. That's the one thing I hate about being human, bro. Is you gotta rest, bro. That's the only thing I hate about being human, bro. It's like. Like your body may not be able to keep up with the things you want to get done, bro. Like, bro, when you're human, bro, you got all this shit, bro. Like, you gotta take naps. You gotta remember to eat. Being human is so damn lame. Go ahead, Dap.
All right. So we've been talking about filters and everything, and I have a question about that. So for myself or anyone that's interested in concert photography, I always hear about watch out for the lasers. Because it can mess with your camera or through your lens. And this is me not having done research, just for ask as we're talking about it. Will the lens help with that whole laser thing? Because I'm sure there's photographers that does concert with lasers. So how do they avoid that? Is it the lens?
It does not. It does not at all. It's because like if anything, like it really kind of enhances it because it's extra panes of glass. So like if you put like glass together and you put a light through the glass, it magnifies. So it's like kind of like a magnification form, if that makes sense. So it low key, like sometimes it makes it worse because when you have extra panes of glass, like for example, like some people do concert photography and they'll have like the honeycomb, like the honeycomb filters or the kaleidoscope filters, stuff like that. If anything, if a laser hits that, it's like low key gonna make it worse because it kind of amplifies it into your sensor. But basically, what it does is like what lasers do to your sensor. What I feel like that was a part of your question too. Is like it can basically draw on your shit. So like if you're pointed at a laser or towards a laser and that laser goes into your sensor, you know that your sensor is right. This is your sensor. So when it comes and touches that sensor, it basically draws on it. Like imagine if you had a heat laser, right? Or like the heat or the infrared or the like if you had a laser that could start a fire, basically, it amplifies it. So when it goes into your glass is a magnifier. So when it shoots into your glass glass is backwards, not backwards. Your glass, when it shoots out, you see wide, right? So now imagine when light comes in. When light comes in, it gets amplified down. So like it gets magnified down to one point. So when a laser hits into the front side of your lens, it magnifies it to your sensor, right? Which basically makes it more dangerous to your camera. So yes, definitely watch out for them damn lasers. But like filters. A lot of filters make it worse. Like you would think that a variable ND filter would like help with it, but I think being that like the quality of light or the type of light that it is not natural light, being that it's an artificial form of light that's concentrated to a point, I think that's why it's like so bad. I think that's why like the filters don't really help with it at all. But yeah, definitely watch out for lasers, especially when you're doing concerts for sure. Like not like being like on some like overly scared shit, but just don't point your camera directly. Like if that bit went past your camera, you're fine. But like if it's pointing at you and you're pointing like in the direction or at it, then like expect your shit to get fried.
Okay, I was just wondering because I think because it was darker, it would stop it. It makes sense what you're saying. It would refract.
Yeah.
And be even worse into your laser, and I guess it draws on your sensor.
Yeah.
So there's really nothing else you can really do to protect it, just other than just keep your head on the swivel.
Yeah, literally. I've literally seen photographers crash out, and I've seen videos and like of their sensors like literally looking like someone had took like literally had took like a nail and just like went like scratched it like they were like keying a car. Like I've seen like little like swiggles, and now when you put your lens or you put you're taking pictures, it's literally engraved into your sensor. So like it will like engrave your sensor essentially. Basically, like literally how people take like it's a laser shit. People take tattoos off, they laser tattoos off. Like lasers are fucking dangerous, bro. Like any caliber. And then when you're aiming, you know, lasers are bad for even for your eyes, like itself. Like when you're looking at the eyes, the quality is because of the quality of the light. If it was a regular light that was like or a flashlight that was aiming at you, you'd be fucking fine. But the quality of that laser, the type of light that it is why it's so bad for your lens. But yeah, that shit it'll cook your shit.
I bet. Appreciate you.
No, you're welcome. It would definitely cook your shit. Oh, Kai said no. Kai said no. That bit does not help. Hey, Kai, you talking about from experience? What happened to you, bro? Give us a story time. Something happened to you?
No, that was me answering the question earlier.
Oh, okay, bet. That boy said no. I was like, oh shit. But yeah. So. Yeah, we'll definitely fry your shit. But it's also because within this one indie filter, there's like 3 or 4 panes of glass. Like it's not just one glass either. So like that's another thing that's like also bad too. And then your regular lens is already magnifying the laser, and now you put 2, 3, 4 extra pieces of glass in front of it. You just basically amplified that bit. So like if anything, it's actually bad to have a filter on. It's actually probably worse to have a filter on during a concert. But people do it because they want that, you know, the bloom. They want the boom. So like, hey, it's like a necessary sacrifice. Also, lasers don't usually stay in the same direction for long enough. So like majority of the time when you're shooting like a concert or an event, you usually are fine. So you shouldn't be like scared of nothing, because lasers don't usually stay in one direction for long enough. So like for them to really fry your thing. But you definitely should just keep your head on swivel and watch out for it, where you're not aiming and you got your eye closed and that bit on went in there and it's just sitting there. And you're like, oh damn, and you figure out late, or you're just holding it like this and a laser's pointing at you. And you're looking around, but a laser's pointing at you. So I keep my lens pointed down. Boy, I never know. I keep my lens either pointed down or like straight up to the ceiling. Those are my 2 things. But down is always the safest, like having your lens pointed down, because you never know what light is or good. Oh, because like I've had a baby shower 2 weeks ago. I went in there and I was like shooting. I was looking around. I was like, damn. Looking at all the lights, I'm like, oh, I don't really like how the lights are looking. And then like when the DJ saw me walk in, so he must have had something happen with a photographer before, because he saw me walk in. He was like, hey, yo, bro. He was like, I'm about to turn them off. It's okay. So I'm about to turn them off. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I'm about to turn the lasers off. I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. He's like, I didn't know that we're gonna have a photographer in here. And he was like, and I know lasers are bad for your camera. We're gonna turn them off. I'm like, oh shit. Like he's telling me that he's gonna turn them off, so we don't have to have a combo. Cause I wasn't gonna ask. I was gonna just do what I had to do. But he was telling me that he already knows like how bad lasers are for cameras. I'm like, okay, cool. So you're you know what I'm saying? Like you know ball. A good light person knows not to laser people in the eyes. It's not going in your eyes. It's not going in the camera. If it can't go in your eyes, then it definitely can't go in the camera. Okay, that makes sense. If it can't go in your eyes, then it damn sure can't go in your camera. When to use mist filters? You know, if you want glow, if you want a glow, it'll be good. If you are doing like street life or night photography and you want like the extra bloom in the background, that would be like cute as well, like with the lighting and stuff like that. Videos, you want it to seem or look more cinematic, then these mist filters definitely help out as well. Branding sessions, if you want it to look more creamy, more smooth, more blah, then you'll use one of those. D, you should definitely try one with the girl who has the skin. You know what I'm talking about. You should definitely probably do a shoot with her with like using some like different filters. That'd be kind of cool too. Cause I'm interested to see how it would look on her skin. It would look really cool. He had did like a branding session with a client who has some like really nice melanated skin, and he should definitely try to use a filter on her to see how that looks. If the lasers are above your head, then you don't have anything to worry about. Yeah. It's when the lasers like are from the DJ booth. Like when the lasers are above your head or looking to the ceiling, you're fine. But when the lasers are like in eye view, like when you're the same height as the DJ booth and them lasers are like going like this, that's the problem. Like the lasers be like the ones that like are literally the same height as you, that's the problem. But the ones that go like this and shoot at the sky, you're fine. But the ones that shoot along the horizon, that's when you'll get fried for sure. But then we're gonna like briefly go over modifiers. I've already kind of talked about this. So these are different tools that kind of shape how and where the light will hit your subject. These are not exposure tools. These are not tools anymore that help with the exposure. Those were ND filters or filters in general, right? You have creative filters too. I didn't talk about those at all. But you have creative filters that like I was talking about, like can like split your image up. Maybe like, you know, have one side of your image looking like this, one side of your image looking like that. Just have very different creative filters. I know Prism is effects. They're called FX filters, so like different effects filters. So you have filters that will give an effect fresh in camera, raw in camera, so that when you get your shot looks exactly how it looks on camera. So you have different effect filters. You can use those as well. So those don't do too much when on the side of like, you know, ND or exposure control, but they do create cool effects, and you can like play with those however you want. If you want a signature look or something. But yeah, you can work with any light source, you know, sun, flash, continuous, LED, ambient light. Difference between, you know, a photo, like just taking like a photo that looks more so 2D or more so looks like a point and shoot or a snapshot, and a photo that looks more like a portrait is the modifier that you're using, right? Modifier does not always relate to the lighting modifier that you're using on your, not lighting modifier, a light modifier, right? A light modifier that modifies the light that comes out of your lighting, right? That comes out of your strobe, that comes out of your flash, that comes out of continue, that comes out of the sun, comes out of the earth. But it doesn't not what comes out of your gear, right? So a light modifier modifies light that comes out of it, but not the light. Let me see how I could put this in. I'm trying to say it in a way that makes sense for me and everybody else. All right, you have lighting modifiers, which is what goes on your physical light, right? You have a snoot, right? You have the Bowens mount adapter. You have different soft boxes, right? You got beauty dishes, right? Those are lighting modifiers for your lighting, right? That you're shooting with, right? Then you have light modifiers that modify the light in the situation or light that comes out of your lighting, right? I had to slow it down. It comes out of your lighting, right? So I'm gonna go down the list of it, but I just wanted to say that so that should make sense, all right? But it helps you shape, direct, take away, subtract, sculpt the light exactly how you want for the image that you want, right? And professional photographers will use these different modifiers, the light modifiers outside, inside, wherever, right? So you got reflectors and you have bouncers for light modifiers, right? They modify the light, right? They can redirect the light that's available, that's in the situation, right? You can bounce the sunlight, you can bounce the flash, right? You can, you know, into a different shadow area so you can light it up, like how I show you guys bounce underneath the eyes, or maybe you want to bounce to the side of the body. You can literally do that when you're shooting natural light and you're shooting with flash, right? You can, it helps fill different shadows naturally. You can soften harsh light, right? If you're using a bouncer and that harsh light hits the bouncer, it can soften up, right? Because that white bounces, right? And it'll soften onto the skin, it'll hit the skin, it'll be soft. Or you can also use a reflector to make it more harsh, right? You may use a reflector silver side. You can reflect that harsh light onto the subject as well, right? You can go underneath those shadows, but maybe you don't want it to be soft, you want it to be hard, right? You want soft light using a bouncer. You want harsh light using a reflector, right? And you have to choose your surface wisely. You know, if you want to use the reflector and you're using silver, then you're going to get a more intense light coming off right, if you're going to use gold, then gold will give you more of a warm, more of a golden hour feel, or you can use that as well, like in studio, on location, however, to be able to kind of like redirect that light to where you want it to be at. Like I was showing you guys in last class, you may have the light, the sun coming from behind the subject, and you put the reflector in front of the subject, and that light is going to bounce up onto the subject. So that's one of those good ones as well. So you can play around with your natural light using a reflector for sure. All right, and then white gives you soft, more so neutral feel, and each of them different ones give the shot a different feel, right? So silver is gonna make it look more harsh, gold is gonna make it look more warm, white is gonna make it look more soft. All right, I'm gonna export all of these and let you guys have it too. Then you got V flats. I put quotes around studio essentials because a lot of photographers say that these things are necessities, and I feel like they're just expensive. They're just expensive things that you don't really need, but they do come in handy when they come in handy. All right, it depends on the type of photography that you're doing. You don't need them, right? But a lot of photographers that I know will call these studio essentials, things that you have to have, and I don't feel like they're things that you have to have, but I do feel like they are cool to have, right? You can DIY a V flat easily, or you could purchase one for $300. Crazy, right? Piece of foam, god dang. Or you can DIY one from Home Depot, right? Or even cheaper from Dollar Tree. So you can still DIY it. But basically, it's a large foam board. Literally, it's about like 4 to 8 feet. They're hinged together with like you can make them yourself. I have a DIY V flat video on here too, and you can just change you can just change the thing that you use. So I use like really thin foam boards. You could use a thick foam board, do the same exact thing. You can use gaff tape. You can use however you want to be able to mend them together. You can make your DIY one. I'm referencing a YouTube video that I made on YouTube. So if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then it's a video that I'm referencing from YouTube. It's called like DIY V flat. All right, it's on YouTube. And you can make your own V flat or reflector. I also made even a DIY reflector video on YouTube too. That's already up there like 2 years ago or something like that. Y'all can watch that. So once again, tell you guys, white bounces, black absorbs. So V flat, one side is white, other side is black. That white will bounce. It'll reflect / bounce that light back onto the subject from the board, right? It'll look more soft. It'll look more natural, right? And it'll be like it'll help give that feel. So you have to add a second light onto the other side. Then the black side absorbs. It will take out, kill, or just get rid of any unwanted light or ambient light, or it will any light that you don't want it to bounce into your scene. You'll do that. So for me, inside of my studio, I use curtains. So if I want some fill, I'll literally have like curtains on a C-stand with a rod, and I'll literally just put that curtain on the other side of my subject if I don't want any light to spill and I want it to absorb. I use fabric. So you can use anything. I use fabric as a flag. That's more so called a flag, but I use fabric as my V-flat to be able to kill the light. If I don't want any extra light over there, I'm going to use, I have curtains to kill the extra light, right? But yeah, super versatile. You can use it as a background because it's 8 feet tall, bro. You can use it as fill. You can use it to flag off some extra light. You can use it as negative fill. You can use it to separate a subject from another thing. You can use it as a background itself, like because it's pretty big and it's pretty stable as well. Like it's literally just one tool, many uses. It folds down, stuff like that. So it's really cool to use, but it's just expensive as hell. You can make one. I feel like you should DIY one before you plan on buying one, because DIY it and then see if you have a use for it, and then decide if you want to, I guess, buy it. But at that point, you should be able to DIY, because I'm still using my DIY one. I put 2 pieces of wood together, and I'm chilling. 2 pieces of wood that I found in the trash pile, bro. Painted one side white, other side black. Stop playing. The other side, it has black paper on it. Still the same thing though. 2 pieces of wood with some hinges. Very simple, very easy. That's my upgraded version, because the first one I made just had tape and foam boards. But like, I found some wood in the trash pile. I said, why not? Why not recreate this to a V flat? Like, why not upscale, upcycle some shit? Come on now. You gotta be resourceful. But negative fill, like I was telling you guys about, like flagging, or like how I use the blackout curtains to be able to like absorb some of that light. You can also take away light when you want, if you want to be more so like, if you want to be on that professional regular photographer, how to add light, but you also know how to take away light. Sometimes you may not want extra light. For example, LJ, right? His studio has what they call a skylight. So you really can't take away light. So you need negative fill, or you'll need a flag to be able to cut off some of that light if he wanted to get rid of any light from his skylight, right? To create a shadow, or to subtract light out of a situation, right? He would need something to flag off that light, right? Because he has a skylight up top. You got to flag off that light somewhere, so that way you can have the shadow. You see the shadow of my hands already flagging off the light. So imagine this is a really big piece of like fabric or whatever to flag off and create shadow on purpose, so that way you can control the lighting more, right? I've had times where I've worked on like sets, even like this weekend, we're gonna set, and they had really big, like they had a tent, they had tarp, they had things just in the air stretched out to cut out that harsh sunlight, so that they could have a good, nice filming environment. Then they exposed for the background, and they was chilling. Right, so those are things that they even do on high scale, big budget production sets as well that they use, and these are like those really more advanced lighting techniques that they like to use, right? So you can place the black side of a V flat near your subject to be used to absorb any of that ambient light. You can remove any ambient bounce. Ambient bounce, what is that? That's the lighting that's in the situation, in this scenario. If this lighting is already hitting me already and I want it to be darker on this side, I would add like a black fill right here, so that way I could darken out this side, so that it looks more like depth here, because this light's spilling. If I want to stop that spill, I'll put something right here to stop that spill, right? But yeah, so the overall full is like the last section was all the full setup with like all of them working together. You got your CP, you got your ND filter, your CPL filter, you got your mist filter, you got your V flat. They all have a space, they all have a thing, they all have a purpose within the workflow. If you want to use them all together, you really can. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like with the filters, you kind of want to like pick and choose which one you want to use at a time. I always use ND and CPL together, but on certain times or like special occasions now, I'll use Pro Mist. I'll use the mist filter whenever I want, right? But I'm always using like some form of like flag or like negative. In my studio, I have curtains up indefinitely because I'm knocking off light. So like the garage door has the like door of like my garage, that the garage door that comes up from the studio. The studio has a garage door, and when it comes up, it has like windows. So I have curtains that flag off those windows, so I don't allow that unwanted light to come in. Go ahead, LJ.
No, I was gonna ask, which one of these could I use besides the V flat? Like, what if I wanted to get like creative? Could I use the ND filter? If it's like, let's say the sun is blazing on my client from the from the window, I could use an ND filter, or I could use something else other than the
Oh
V
wait,
flat.
you're saying in your studio?
Yeah.
And you're trying to like, what are you trying to? You're trying to cut out that unwanted light from the window, or the unwanted light from the skylight?
Hypothetically, from the skylight. Like, let's say I didn't want it in this particular shoot.
Oh yeah, you would have to. So like, what you would have to do is, you would low key. I'm not gonna say you would have to have a tent, but like you would have to have, like you could have fabric. Like fabric's not that expensive. Like tarp's not that expensive, but you have to have something to hold it up too, though. Like you need something to be able to cover your space, like the space that you're shooting, even if it's just above only the backdrop part, to be able to like cut it out. Like you have to have something that cuts out light. Your skylight's high as shit too. So like with it being all the way up there, you gotta have a tarp or a fabric or something that can cut out the light. So like it can shade the light, like a tent, kind of like a tent. Not saying you would have a damn tent actually. I mean, you could for real to help cut it out, but you need something to be able to cover like a false, not necessarily like a false ceiling in a sense, but it don't got to be hard. It literally just be a fabric. Like you could hang a fabric. Like I was out there, they had a tarp. They literally had a tarp, and they had they literally like nigger rigged everything, bro. They had a tarp, a big ass tarp, like a 12 by 12 foot tarp, and C stands. They had 4 C stands on each side, a lighting stand, and it was just clamped, and it was just holding that bit up. So if you get them lighting stands, maybe that might work. But I just know they had C stands because they had sandbags on each of the things to help hold it up. But what I would say for you is you could, on your actual frame that you have, you could probably put some hooks on the side of your frame, on the side of the frame that comes out, like the wooden frame, and you probably put the tarp on there, and then like have something else from the other side to like hold it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I just wanted like a little backup plan in case I'm in this particular shoot.
Yeah,
and
I'm
don't
like
want
you're gonna like, that's probably gonna be like maybe not a right now project, but that's definitely gonna come up where you're gonna like want to black that out. Like you're gonna want to not have light in there. Like that's definitely gonna, like
Yeah.
I definitely see that coming up like in the near future. Like especially like with that window on your side too. Like you might not be shooting at a certain time of day, and the window and light too. Like flagging that off is another thing that you might want to like think about as well. Like not climbing up there necessarily, but even if you like put like a curtain, like a curtain rod on one of your C stands, there's like the curtain rod like to knock out that light, or like even something to like a, you know what I'm saying, to block it off from where it's at, because even like right along, like right behind your flash, right behind that left flash, like if it was curtain right there or something like on a backdrop stand, you could put a second backdrop stand right there, and you could put a curtain along that backdrop stand or a blanket. That's what I was saying. A blanket, a sheet, a curtain. Yeah. So blanket, sheet, curtain. Even if you wanted, like, even if you did like a white sheet, that's what me and Fab, bro. Me and Fab had used that bit. I don't think I got the footage right now. I gotta look. But like, y'all probably saw it on my story. Me and Fab had used it to help diffuse the light, because the light was really harsh. So we helped diffuse it, so you don't get no shadows, nothing like that. Like literally, like you could diffuse it too. So that's another thing too, like a white sheet, blanket, things of that nature. But you can use a backdrop stand, a second backdrop stand, put it as high as it could go, and put it close to the backdrop. So when the light comes down, it hits that before it hits that, because you don't got to actually cover the window. You can just put it close enough to where it doesn't allow the light to hit the background, because there's gonna be time where you're shooting and you don't want that. You don't want that window reflection in there. The window shadow, whatever it's called.
I bet that.
I might be able to. I might do a little helping when I'm out there. I might do a little. I don't know. We might hit a little Home Depot.
Mine
I
is
or something.
crazy,
think it
man.
really
You
happened though.
definitely.
I was telling him I think it really only happened because he had put that mirror opposite of the window.
Oh, so it'll probably hit the mirror and then
So
went to the
when I
window.
moved the mirror, I didn't have the reflection in the pictures anymore.
Mm.
So I think the light was hitting the
Hitting the
mirror
mirror
to
and
hit
then
the
hitting the
backdrop.
backdrop.
Yeah.
I wonder too, because like, at certain times of the day, the sun is in different positions, so the sun could at one point be in that position where that bitch comes straight through too.
It was like 6 o'clock maybe.
I ain't gonna lie, I did one at 3. That motherfucker was blazing
Yeah,
in that
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Did you
Uh,
move the mirror to the same other
the
side?
mirror went in over there. That shit was just
Dang.
blazing.
Yeah, you
But
definitely.
I just moved my client up. I extended the backdrop out
Yeah,
some
and then
more,
moved her
and he
closer
just
to you so
moved
that
up.
way
Yeah,
it
so
could diffuse.
it worked out smooth. But
Yeah, just trying to bro. You're gonna keep coming up. You're gonna keep like
yeah, it ain't no necessity
encountering.
right now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm on some other shit
Oh
right
no, I'm
now.
already
But
knowing. Now I'm saying you're gonna like, as you continue to like go through the studio process, you're gonna keep like encountering little stuff that's like, damn, okay, new thing added to the
yeah,
task
gotta
list.
get an
New
answer
thing
for
added to
that.
the task.
Facts. Yeah, facts. I'm already seeing that as I go,
It's
bro.
like new
So
thing
I'm
added to
already
the task list. Now I gotta do this. Now I gotta do that. Now I gotta do that. Nah, dead ass. This is
my
crazy.
next project is definitely them prop boxes, the white ones. I'm gonna just build that next.
Yeah, you
That's
do
simple though.
go small to big. So do the smallest ones first, so that way you understand how it works. My problem was I went backwards. I did big and I fucked up the big one, and now that bit overly heavy for no reason. Like, so build a small one, and then if you understand how the small one works, you just multiply each measurement times 2. That's it, and then you're good. Like, so you build the small one out as best as you can, and then now just start multiplying the measurements, and then now you got the basic idea to make a bigger one.
Yeah, I
Small
was gonna
first,
do
bro.
like medium and then big.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
ain't even got nowhere to store the big one for real. So,
Oh
well,
my
actually,
God,
I
I was
do.
just
Never
thinking,
mind.
where the
I do.
are we finna put this?
Underneath the bro,
I got
underneath the
like that.
scaffolding, you could put it underneath the scaffolding, or what's under there?
Nothing. I got somewhere to put it. It can go like
What about
under
behind the dressing
one of
room?
them columns.
What about behind the dressing room, but
Oh, that
underneath
shit
it?
over with, nigga.
What's under there?
Storage of
Yeah,
paint
store.
and
That's
all
what
my
I was thinking.
equipment.
I
Ain't
thought
nobody
about
can
that.
see that pressure. I'm definitely using
I ain't
that
gonna
as
lie.
storage.
You could cover that bit with the prop boxes right there too. No cap. Put the prop boxes right in the
Yeah.
front. Cause I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not a prop box gonna go in that middle column right there. I removed that little rack that's like that was at the bottom, so it can sit there.
Bro, cause I got
I'm gonna have curtains to cover
the
it up
back of
anyway.
my prop box is hollow, so I be storing stuff in the prop box when nobody's using it. Like the back of that bit hollow, so like I got like there's a bar, like, so you could flip it. So I got it to where it's like a rectangle, like where you sit it like this is a rectangle, but then when you set it up, it's just a square, like a regular like square size. So like when you flip it, it gets long ways, and then you sand it up. But that backside is just hollow. So like you could literally like when I'm storing it, I put stuff in, like I might have cables in there or something like that to be like optimize space. So that's nothing I do too. So even when a client's using it, I just pick that bit up and I put it there and it's still got stuff in the back of it, but you have no idea. Like you would never know that there's
I ain't gonna lie, her
stuff in there.
client got dressed behind the backdrop, so that could be extra storage
Extra
too
little storage
behind that
too.
backdrop while it's down there. So
Yeah, definitely,
yeah.
definitely.
I
Like,
I can make it work, bro. I ain't trying to make like no big ass box.
yeah, but just know it's gonna get
Like,
used, and then boom, you throw that bill on there for a $20
yeah,
add-on.
add-on.
You vibing $20 add-on. Big prop box, small prop box, 25, 50, or
Would it be
15, 25.
delusional to build a prop box with latches so you can fold it down?
It's not delusional. I've seen somebody do it for sure, 1000%. But only thing about that is stability. When you have bigger clients that want to sit on it, it may not be stable enough because it's not drilled into each of the points like for them to sit on it. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I've noticed. Not saying notice like I've had somebody fall. Haven't had nobody fall. Just chill. So
I'm screaming out a disclaimer.
tight. But yeah. So I may have been the person. No, but I definitely but that's my first idea was to do something like that. But then I was like, damn, the bigger it gets, the less stable it gets. So it's like it kind of has to be solid. Because like the bigger it gets, trying to make it like, and then you want somebody to be able to lay on it, and it's like now it's a hazard, and we already got your fault insurance. It's just kind of crazy. So keep that in mind. But if you make it big enough, that's what I was gonna say too. They got like, bro, it's like I'm trying to give you carpenter ideas and shit, but they have one where it's like the Indian toys, I think it's called, like how like you can put the box inside of the box. You make it small, big enough to where like you stack them in themselves.
Yeah,
I've
that.
seen that too, like where they stack them inside of themselves, and that's like optimal storage. But like shit, I ain't that good with the measurements though to do that. You ain't gonna lie, your neighbor though. Just saying, he might know what the hell going on. He might be able to do that. The Russian toy, yeah, there you go, the Russian toy. Bet. Okay, so final message, you guys. Stop relying on your camera settings and start learning how to control that light. Control that light. Yeah. Because your camera settings, ISO, aperture, shutter speed, they just react, right? They don't control. They react, right? But then you have certain things. You have tools that you can use that can help control the light. So your ISO, aperture, and your shutter just react, right? They react and they adjust, but they don't actually control. Right? So try to start controlling the light intentionally, right? Your tools that you use, ND filters, different lighting, light modifiers for your lighting, help you define your look and help you get creative with it. All right? Now it's your turn. So if you have these things and if you don't, I got 2 assignments for both people who do or don't. If you have it, if you do, your assignment is to take photos in some harsh light, right? Real, not super early. I don't care what time, just in between 10 a.m. and 4 is like when the light's the harshest, honestly. But go outside, shoot directly in harsh light midday. I want you to have a photo with it and without. So with your ND filter, without the ND filter, and I want you to like explain for your assignment, what the hell changed? Like, how did your ND filter save your life, right? So with the ND filter, stay wide open. Or you can use an ND filter. If you don't have an ND filter, then use a lighting modifier. If you have a reflector or you have shade, negative fill, a flag. Oh my God, I don't have flag. Oh my God, I don't have a lighting modifier. Oh my God, I don't have negative fill. All right, bro, use a black blanket. Use white. Use a board from Dollar Tree for $1. All right, you're gonna take a picture of your setup, right, and take a picture of how it looks. So like how you have it set up. 10:01 D, I'm getting off, bro. Like this is the last thing, bro. D, I'm getting off. I love my timekeeper. I love my secretary. I'm getting off. All right. But yeah, so you can use ND filter or a lighting modifier. You can choose between the two. I'll post it up there for you guys to be able to see for the assignment for those who do the assignments, right? Yeah. So if you want a little bit of extra practice, you could definitely do the assignment. If you don't want extra practice, then just keep paying for the subscription and not, being a part of the class and shit. I'm just saying, like, just keep.
You gonna post this, bro?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna post it. Definitely gonna post it. But yeah, so you're definitely you're gonna type in, what did you notice that changes with the ND filter versus without the ND filter, and just kind of explain, like, what do you see the differences? Like, how did the ND filter help you? How did the ND filter save your image from dying. But if you're someone who doesn't have it, then I want you to, your alternate assignment is going to be, if you don't have an ND filter or a lighting modifier, I want you to take a picture of your subject into like in shade, subject, person, human, teddy bear, whatever the hell you got. Just, shots fired. So take a picture of them in shade under a building or a tree or something like that. Use a wall or something to like be able to bounce that light naturally. Turn your subject away from the sun, backlight. Just kind of like use your environment as your modifier. Right? So you're gonna be using your environment. Take a picture of them out of the shade, picture of them in the shade. So use your environment as your modifier. All right, and that's gonna be your assignment. So depending if you have ND filter, cool. If you don't have an ND filter, you got a little more work to do. So you gotta use your environment and things of that nature. Okay. Whoever you gotta use them. Y'all definitely, it is prompt season. Yeah, you did say that. But whoever you gotta use, however you gotta use them. All right. Do we have any more questions before we close out today? I feel like today was pretty informative. I feel like I did a little thing today. I feel like it was pretty informative. I think it was a good way to close out the month, man. I can't wait to see y'all on Saturday. No homo. I locked in the studio. It's going to be a vibe. We're going to have a lot going on. I ain't going to say too much. I want y'all to be excited. So it's going to be pretty cool, man. I can't wait to see y'all on Saturday and shit. Saturday. If anybody else is watching, you guys haven't already, followed the Eventbrite, definitely follow me on Eventbrite so you guys can see when everything get popped. That boy said, what? On the way right now. Oh, you're on the way to Miami right now. Yeah. Bruh, I'm leaving out, bro. I got clients to finish today and tomorrow, and I want to like go down, like make sure that everybody got their outfits. Cause I just got with the brand. I have to make sure that everybody, cause this one's sponsored by a clothing brand, so we're gonna be sponsored. This one is gonna be sponsored by a brand, and they're gonna be supplying the stuff for it and stuff. Come get me. So this is gonna be sponsored. It's gonna be pretty cool, but it's gonna be a vibe. I sent everybody the address as well. If you guys haven't already checked your email, if you've already gotten your ticket and you've gotten the address, can y'all confirm that y'all got the address? Y'all got the address, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, bet. I just be wanting to make sure that be working because I'll be sending it out. I'm trying to make sure that it be working. Bet. So we're definitely gonna it's gonna be fun, bro. And then next month we're in ATL. So if you guys haven't got your ATL tickets, definitely come to ATL. ATL is gonna be one for the books for sure. That's gonna be different. ATL is gonna probably be probably like ATL is gonna be the best one yet, bro. Because I don't think we're gonna have too much of a time limit for real with ATL. Like, bro, ATL is gonna be the best one yet, bro. We're gonna have challenges. We're gonna have so much fun shit going on in ATL. Like, that's one of them ones that you could say you don't want to miss, but it's like, bro, you really don't want to miss that bit. I mean, even if you don't come, just watch that bit on live because you don't want to miss experiencing it, even if you're experiencing it from the live stream. What do you mean, okay? Wait, what? Okay, what? What are you talking about? You need to go to sleep. Why are you awake right now? It's 10:05. Take your behind to sleep. What are you saying okay for? I'm about to call you, bro. But yeah, any more questions, anybody? We can get wings. Oh, wings. Who's making food? I might as well travel back home for it then. You might as well. Who making food? Who got wings? I heard wings. Y'all got food? What tips on studio composition would you suggest? Leveler. Use the damn leveler on your camera because it will help you be leveled. Stopped shooting in studio for like a week, and that bro went back and all his photos were off leveled. Like, it's really hard to like level an image when you're shooting. It's really hard to like level an image when you're shooting at an infinite background. Like when your background's white or your background's a different color, or it's all the same exact color, you don't want to make your image like they're floating. So that's the number one thing to try to make sure you pay attention to. You don't want them to look like they're floating. All right. So definitely when you take a picture and you aim, make sure that they don't like they're floating. That's one thing I would say, like my number one tip I would suggest for composition when it comes to like studio photography for sure. Y'all wings made me, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They got an ATL deli down here, and if it's named after ATL, I'm pretty sure them wings is hitting, bro. Like, it's named after ATL, so I'm pretty sure them wings is hitting, bro. Like, in ATL, in the physical ATL, like I got to eat some wings, bro. Like, what? Man's probably went to American Deli. You know what? I'm gonna be quiet. What happened, D? Go ahead.
I ain't heard no real questions. I was looking at Dapper talking about the TSA lines. Hey, TSA lines ain't crazy, bro.
They are crazy in Atlanta. Speak for New York.
Really?
Bruh, D.
What?
What just happened to Fab?
That's a different story.
Nah, nigga. So what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You talking about something? You experienced it with me. So what are you talking about? Something? It's not crazy. That shit's crazy.
No.
Wait.
Fab shit.
Nigga, it be two lines open. What you mean?
I ain't gonna lie, it was 2 lines open in our joint too. I ain't gonna lie, shit crazy. But like, it wasn't that bad though.
Bro, I didn't tell y'all my homegirl got up there 3 hours early and missed her flight.
Just go to work.
3 hours? How you get there 3 hours before your flight and still miss it?
He must fly private jet or something. He must got the PJ. He said it ain't bad when you got the PJ. Like,
Nah, bro. Nah, no. Okay, look. To give him grace, D flies out of EWR. EWR is an alternate airport. That's not even like no. It's an alternate.
So it's not even
It's an alternate airport. So it's not. It's an. I'm not. It's an alternate, bro. Exactly, bro. No one. Bro, when you're trying to go to New York, you're not flying into EWR, gang. Like, you're trying to go to New York, you're not even looking at EWR. You're looking at LGA and JFK, and them the two that's messed up right now. Fab, bro, my dog. Yeah, but I shot a bad boy.
That's probably what they heard him talking.
But they heard him talking shit. He's like, oh, bro, what they talking about? Did his ad. All right, nah, stop playing. Bit, bro. His flight got canceled 2 times, bro. He was supposed to fly back at 6 a.m. Bro didn't get back till right before class. I went to go pick him up. He didn't get back till 7 p.m., bro. Like, cuz he was supposed to fly back out at 6 a.m. Then they canceled it. Then they didn't even reimburse him. They gave him $37, gang. They said, oh yeah, $37 voucher. Give that boy $37. Then he had to pay. Then he had to pay. Bro, then he had to pay. Bro, he had to come out of pocket $400, gang, for a same day flight. Bro, and
Imagine, like I just said,
bro,
you get there 3 hours early, you miss your flight, and they want you to pay for another one.
I'm telling you, bro.
Sham, bro, my friend, she had a flight to ATL. She was coming back to Orlando. She came 4 hours early, but they had to wait 7 hours or like 8 hours.
I'm trying to tell you.
She had a line was in the parking lot. They got a fund.
And it's not even that. I don't even think it's like just TSA, because my uncle got there and like they wouldn't even let him check his bag. Like, it's actually just bad. Like, they literally had him waiting until probably like maybe an hour or 2 before his flight before they let him check his bag. Like, that's crazy.
When is the next meetup? The next meetup is The next meetup is
Moral of the story.
The next meetup is on Saturday. Saturday in Miami, and then after that it's gonna be in Atlanta. Next month is in Atlanta.
Bro, ATL is not ghetto. It's everywhere. Don't do us. That's every major airport right now. They ain't paying TSA workers.
I ain't gonna lie though. Like, bro, like travel wise, like one of the worst experience wise airports like is ATL for real. Like even off of
Y'all
TSA.
just can't read.
No. I'm saying statistically, that's what I'm saying. Statistically, I'm not even saying like off of my thought process. It's just like it has the most stuff to go through. Like I'm not even saying like it just has the most. It has the most things out of all other airports like there is in like America. That big got the most stuff to go through.
I literally went to the airport for the first time by myself and I made it through. So that's why I'm unbiased. I can't relate. I don't really know.
And
I get experience with this shit is trash compared to all the other airports. Nigga, I went out of the country, came back.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. ATL is different. ATL is different.
Y'all should have told me this before I booked my flight, man.
Bro, they're talking. It's not even that deep, bro.
It's not. I'm saying it's not bad. It's
Stop letting them scare you.
no. I'm not, bro. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's big. It's just really big. It's just big as fuck, bro. Like that's really it.
Exactly, but big.
It's just big as hell, bro. It's just big as hell.
Read the signs, Kenny. That's all you have to do.
That shit is trash. Regardless of what they talking about, that airport is trash. It ain't hard to get around, but it's trash.
Bro.
Is trash. Everything is trash.
Well, that don't got nothing to do with me. I'm talking about the flight itself.
North Carolina, bro. I ain't gonna lie. North Carolina also not bad, but like huge wise, like But you walking miles in that bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like North Carolina,
North
you're
Carolina,
walking
depending
miles.
on what time you there, you
100
might gotta
miles.
walk in Atlanta too, cause them trains be packed.
Boy, you walking.
So I should get there like 4 hours early.
But it's not like a bad walk. Like,
It depends. It
I
depends. It
mean, I
depends.
get there 4 hours early anyway, cause we
Yeah,
got TSA line
I would get that,
on.
but like also it's gonna depend if this is done by the time you come though too. Like if this might be, it could be done by the time you come.
Nah, they got a month till they got a month.
You know what I'm saying? They got a month. Wait, who are you flying with? Who are you flying with? Who are you flying with?
Spirit.
Oh yeah, they might cancel your shit. They might cancel your shit, gang. They might cancel your shit, bro. Your shit might get canceled, bro.
I don't know what to tell you.
you could.
Not gonna lie to you. We hope we see you.
Nigga, they canceling your shit. Bruh, you better have trip protection, bruh. You better have trip protection, bruh.
They're gonna be like flight delayed. You gonna sit there all day just for them to cancel your shit.
Bro, that's how Fab got did, bruh.
Flying a bus with wings.
Bro, that's how Fab got did, bro. Fab got did crazy, bro.
Nah, bro, cause I ain't get it, cause I'm like, bro, I'm going regardless.
Yeah, I
And
know.
like, cause it was either that or I'm not flying Frontier. I flew Frontier and they got canceled too many times on regular cases, bro.
Not gonna lie, you probably should have flied Frontier.
Damn.
Into Atlanta versus Spirit.
Yeah, I mean, but you never know that. You would never know.
I mean, yeah, because you ain't coming from Atlanta. Yeah, but yeah, you definitely should have went Frontier.
Every time I flew Frontier, it got delayed.
Damn, bro, I don't know, bro. If I had to choose between Frontier and Spirit, I'm choosing Frontier.
You gotta wait an hour.
Bro, I'm
for
still
your bag
choosing.
before
Bro, I'm still choosing Frontier over Spirit though. I don't know.
Nah, Spirit should be good.
I don't know, bro.
He said, no Spirit hate.
Bro, I don't know, bro. Oh no, I'm not even. Like, I don't know, bro. Like I think every bad experience I've had, like when it comes to traveling through major cities, it's always been Spirit, bro. Like nigga, me and Fab been out there, we eating pizza, we get an email. Oh yeah, you're like, bro, our flight's like within 3 hours, bro. Oh, canceled, bro. We're calling, boom, boom, bro. We're stuck there. We're forced to buy damn Airbnb now, bro. Like I've had all the bro. This shit was crazy.
That did happen when I went to Indiana, but they canceled my flight when I got there. But they got me hotel and everything.
Them niggas did not give me no hotel. I wish they gave me a hotel. They ain't even reimburse my dog.
It's like there's like some girl. She does all reads all the fine print and she puts you on game. There's like a script you're supposed to say and stuff. But you gotta I'll put in the chat. But she's like a lawyer, so she reads it all and she's like, here, this is what you're supposed to say.
What you supposed to say to be able so you can get what you
Yeah, like there's a lot of like loopholes that we can
that we don't even know about, man. There's always a loophole that we don't know about, bro.
Not gonna lie, y'all. I got 2 pictures left to edit. Oh.
Kenny, get TSA pre-check, bro. I heard TSA pre-check.
But that shit don't matter right now.
Bro, that don't matter, bro. You need touchless, bro. Bro, you gotta get touchless, bro. You gotta get touchless. I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I'm saying this from like on some personal. What's the name? Nah, bro. Look, bro.
My homegirl had all
Look,
that
bro.
flash pass shit, bro. She still got left in Atlanta.
Nah, bro. Look.
No more cheese, bro. If I get canceled,
You might well just show up on time and just be ready to do what you need to do, man. Them pre-checks and all that stuff, that don't even matter right now. They say even the clear line was backed up.
Yeah, like the $195. Yeah, I heard it was like that was the shortest, but it was still a long time.
Like,
I'm patient, bro. I'm patient.
I'm just saying, don't be no lines at the gas stations.
This nigga different, bro. Oh, you're gonna be in Miami when you're gonna be in Miami at the time.
yeah, that's a fat drive. Yeah.
It's not like I'm flying out of Orlando. I'm flying out of Fort Lauderdale.
And that's why I said I'm like, y'all coming from, I would say Orlando or anything above Orlando, you can drive. Not gonna cap.
Damn, that big gonna be like.
It's really worth it to drive.
Cause it's cheaper too for me. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I literally just got new tires, literally just for Atlanta, bro. Like I just got new, cause I was gonna, bro. I could have waited. My junk's blue though, but like they was chilling, and I was like, bro, I got new tires. And I was like, okay, bro, I'm gonna get these because they're gonna be fine. So I literally I was like, I'm gonna drive, cause I was like, bro, if I'm gonna spend money, cause I was gonna no car that bit for a minute. I ain't gonna lie, but then I was like, am I gonna buy a flight? I'm like, no, I'm not gonna buy a flight. I'm gonna take the same money and just bought new tires, bro. But you gotta think about car maintenance. The only thing I'm thinking about too is like, bro, when you travel places, bro, you think about car maintenance, bro.
You gotta get
why
oil
that's why I say rent a
change. You
car.
gotta get a
My
tire.
Your tire. That's why I get a rental every time.
Yeah, we get a rental.
Yeah.
Insurance, you can drive.
And if that bitch get broken into, we chilling.
Yep.
Yes, enterprise. You get the like with the enterprise thing. I forgot how much it costs. You can wreck the car and it's covered.
Yeah, but everybody who be they be skipping over that part. It's like $39, but they be skipping over that part. Like that. That's the part that you'll be fine. Yeah.
I definitely just paid
Exactly.
like $100. I think I just paid like $100 just for insurance.
Yeah, bro. I might have to. Yeah, bro. I really. Bro, that might be. Ooh, yeah. Cause boy,
You have to get insurance for that.
putting up. Yeah, you do.
You don't have to get nothing.
You don't got to, but you definitely should. You definitely should, cause some shit happen.
You driving down the highway and you hit
Somebody else hit you, bitch.
Not even you, exactly, Taxi. They hit you.
Somebody hit your ass. You gonna be shit out of luck and pissed.
Nah.
You gonna
Get
be.
the insurance.
Yeah. Because they gave me like basic insurance. I think like had somebody hit me or whatever, I would have had to pay like a band deductible. But with the extra like $100, I don't gotta come out of pocket. Whether they hit me, I hit them.
Brittany, Brittany basically said we gambling. Y'all playing the game of Risk when y'all sign up for Frontier or Spirit. Y'all gambling. I ain't gonna lie, bruh.
They just trying to get here at this point.
It's real. It just however I get there is how I get there. I ain't gonna lie. Nah, no cap though. But like, bruh, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This past year been crazy. I feel like they patched the method, bro. Like that was the method. Like them two used to be the method, bro. You get here for the lowest possible. You bring one book bag, bro. Fill that bitch up. You good. Like, but now it's like they done patched the method.
Don't do the free bag no more.
I don't think so.
May of last year.
Boy, you didn't patch that. Bro, Kenny, bro. Spirits still do it.
They'll let you stand in the back. Like
$30, you stand for a 3-hour flight.
Bro, that's actually I ain't gonna lie. Spirit, bro, they trying to get out of that hole, bro. They in a hole right now, a revenue hole, bro. They trying to get out of that, man. Bro, oh Fab, bro. Fab told me like, bro. Go ahead, what happened?
I just ordered some crawfish.
Oh yeah, bust down.
Hey, no, is it asking too much? If I ask what part of Atlanta the place the meetup will be, is that too much to ask or not?
Downtown.
Like smack dab downtown Atlanta.
Yeah, right by the. It's like 20 minutes from the airport.
All right, better.
You drive your car, you rent the car. Cause I'm chipping for the car. Cause I ain't trying to fly.
Oh, fine.
His ass flying, boy.
I mean, shit, I'm driving down from Philly, so anybody in between that, I don't mind.
Nigga, I don't even Philly. Who's in between Philly?
Wait, who coming from Philly?
Philly?
Yeah.
Car.
Okay, Mr. Always Drive.
Isn't that 5? What's that? That's 5, 6. How much is that?
That's like 10. It depends on traffic. It's like 10 to 13 hours.
Who you staying with?
Damn. I'm getting Airbnb.
Yeah, okay, bet.
Yeah.
What was I about to say?
Dang, what you gotta leave 24 hours before, don't you?
24 hours before?
Shit, the niggas don't need to sleep, ain't he?
I'm used to it. I drive, so I'm used to it.
Nah, I feel that, boy.
Drive 10 hours and pop up at the PNG link up. Like, hey, y'all, what's up?
Fully away. Is it close to Georgia Tech? Yeah, downtown is Georgia Tech.
Okay, I'm straight now.
Yeah, my dog's staying on the
Everything in the
campus,
city is
bro.
probably, depending on traffic, 20 minutes.
I didn't walk to the meetup.
I don't know about that.
Bro, sit the fuck down, bro. Like,
Walk to the meetup.
This is not New York.
my nigga said I get in there and walk to the meetup.
Nah, you ain't gonna wanna walk, not gonna lie.
It's like right there.
All of a sudden, the water boy is gonna be jumping you.
No, I ain't gonna lie. I had a track meet at Cartagena. That jump kind of treacherous.
Water boy is gonna be jumping you. You're gonna be stepping over poop
I
every 2
walked to the block
seconds.
buys, man. Whole different scenery on the corner.
Nah, on God, I ain't gonna lie. That's so real. 12.
Wait, is it gonna be close to the supervillain stadium house crib, June?
They're gonna be from 12 to 2.
Where's Superville? Super, you asking or you saying?
No, it's the one of the stadiums. It looked like a supervillain house to me.
Oh no, I'm saying LJ. I said, are you asking?
I'm asking.
Oh yeah. So this is my goal. I want to do in and out. No idea where the fuck the out's gonna be at yet. So just give like we got a month. We got a little month. Just chill. I know where the end's at, but I'm thinking about doing in studio vibe shooting, boom, boom, things of that nature. But then also out because I want to do challenges and stuff with everybody too. So, but oh yeah, but the out's gonna be did we solidify that?
Kind of, sort of.
The
Not really.
I forgot what that bit called. What's it called?
We didn't solidify because we went back and forth from.
No. Bro, what is it called, bro? By the college. Whatever it's called. The belt line? There we go.
We're going to the belt line?
Wasn't it the belt line that we said or no?
No, I think you said Piedmont.
Yeah, there we go. Good, God bless. There you go.
I heard the Beltline got good food though.
Beltline got great food. We're gonna be
I
grabbing.
never ate on the belt line, so I can't even.
Bro, Beltline got some great ass food. I ain't gonna lie. You know who else got good, bro?
Gonna be a busy ass weekend.
Ponce, bro. Ponce got some amazing ass food, bro.
Now Ponce, we can go to the rooftop.
Ponce got some amazing ass food, bro.
They got a little mini golf up there and everything.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to hang, bro. Whatever y'all want to do that day, bro. Saturday.
I want to go outside with me.
Saturday. I'm not going outside. I will stay. I'll stay inside of buildings. I will stay inside of buildings. I will stay inside of buildings. I will stay inside of buildings. You know.
Bro, is Ponce the one that has like a bike trail up top, or is that?
Nah, I don't think so.
Bike trailer?
No. I know what you're talking about. No. That's what's the name? That's Beltline. Beltline has that bike trail. Beltline has a bike trail that goes up and down. I know what you're talking about. That bit tough. It goes through the college, but
that bit long as a motherfucker.
y'all got me for that day, bitch. So shit. Basically, I mean the meetup portion only for beginning, but like after that, you know what I'm saying? Because I know niggas coming from near and far, so we could vibe a little piece. We could vibe a little piece, no homo.
Die down there?
You said do what?
Who said what?
We could die down there. What you said? Skydive?
We go skydiving.
I don't, where's that at?
Technically, yeah.
I mean, where's it at? Where's it at though?
I ain't doing it.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
The little skydiving thing where you
Bro, I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm trying to hang. Whatever y'all wanna, bro. Whatever y'all wanna do, bro. Whatever y'all wanna do, bro. I'm with that shit, bro. Just no gay shit. But like, whatever y'all wanna do, I'm with it.
Yo, that's what Atlanta known for.
I had to throw that out there out loud, so I just had to let that be known.
That's what we're not gonna do.
That's hilarious. That's so fucked up.
You know, we never gonna do this. We on live. And we supposed to be acting like we got sent.
Oh, we is on
Come on, LJ, tell it like it is, LJ.
That's where we at. That's a whole lot of that going on out here, but
Tell them what it is, LJ.
well, listen, telling you, if you see somebody with makeup on, but
You better turn your ass around.
Everywhere, bro. I hate to say it.
It is, but I ain't gonna lie. I've traveled a lot of places, and I ain't gonna lie. It is very potent, though. It's pretty potent there. I'm only saying potent as in like, I'm only saying potent.
There's gay people everywhere.
There are.
There's hella gay niggas that just moved to Atlanta from motherfucking Florida. So
There are. It's just hard to tell. It's just hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell, bro. It's hard to tell.
It ain't. Trust me. Y'all
It's
just
hard to
y'all
tell,
radar
bro.
shit good.
y'all shit just
It's hard to tell, bro.
On that one time, bro, it's like,
Y'all.
It's hard to tell, bro. Bro, I love Kenny, bro. Bro, Kenny is hilarious, bro. I ain't never missed a beat. He driving. That's the funniest part. He driving and just, I know he like this right here. But you talking about I know that's like he one handing and just rapping. Oh man. Nah, I know Cap though, like, bro, we gotta we'll put together a little itinerary or something. Cause I actually do want to do some like non-photography stuff so we could like actually be a community. Cause I'm vlogging the entire week. I'm vlogging the entire day. So I definitely want that to be like a community day type shit, PNG day. It might be like some foundational shit. So I don't know, but it'd be kind of cool. So.
a whole lot of dipping in and dipping out, you know what I'm saying, for me. Cause,
Oh, you got booked on that day too?
No. My cousin getting drafted that weekend, so.
Oh.
Oh, yes, sir.
But the grad don't start in the nighttime, so you know what I'm saying. Yeah, but you know we're gonna make it work, bro. Cause I'm not missing either one. So.
PC. Bet. So we'll we'll lock things in and we'll figure things out. But that'll get like released to y'all like as the month continues to progress. Now y'all like know the stage of events. But Atlanta's gonna be one for the books. 1,000% gonna be one for the books for sure. Like that big gonna be definitely one of them ones. So I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Things of that nature. Assalamu alaikum. Hasta luego. TTYL.
Y'all late. Just saying peace.
Who late?
D, let them know we're going.
I actually don't care because.
Oh yeah, nah. Sham over here trying to update and shit. She's talking about some damn stall. Talking about some stall taxi is crazy.
It's not because it worked.
It definitely did. Cause you started talking a little bit too much, and I was like, "What's going on right now?" Stalling the shit. Y'all was stalling the shit out of me, bro. Trying to stall. Y'all was stalling. I'm like, damn, Sham a little talkative.
You didn't even see the message.
Bro, I didn't.
No.
Bro, I didn't. I was like, Sham a little talkative. I went to go look. I'm with my phone. I'm like, wow, okay. Stall taxi. Good to know. All right, y'all.
I wasn't talking behind your back.
No, he's talking directly to me. Crazy part about it, and I'm just, you know, I just did not notice. All right, assalamu alaikum. Bye, y'all.